Power. Citizen TV, the citizens' 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 power. Citizen TV.
Your friend say Akwawi ote achimota ato linsi oni ba omiane nam. Man first is a guama, and you see, it won't come from the top. Sana your margin say, oh, edujita makro, amanebuama, standogbe, Joyce Bauer, na ya, and no. You can go there. Oh, be a ma, me. The thing will come from the grounds. Who control where we are in control? Because omo di boni ye kase nipa de political power di boni a omo di boni a odwire ho anyansa nim. timi ya use galamsey destroy a whole country. Anyway, so this video, I know they are not interested. Omunfi, omunyashe. Yet, ekwa wusi ejina aye afidie so trem se gabi wachine da ko na etu galamsey. Obi amfi, obi anya hwe. No ane na mo no ahye shoe na ene gabi we anya sika ato shoe gabi we. Gabi ba sempa fm na ne ho tantan. Ne na tare mu kankan. Ubusa ayi derekaje ya obeka kiro. Gabi no oba ayi asempa fm ekosi say obi akra invite no o wa bo wan so apie. No baba betena ho. Bitimi hwe omo sa. In those days the kwajo prako kaso ko gabi wa mebusa no, what are you going to do? Okwa kwa hedin we num ye nipa ene o so otimi to suit eto shoe eto ka edem anyway so mame enti sade we mfi quick Ansah na omanfo atrase star 413 hash star 413 hash me pa cho se me first win aba and meche achade ndi amanfo. Simon Jaka says I've opened my radio very loud inside Spinters Okpoi Gono. Both MPP and NDC are doing the listening live. All right, thank you. Abdul Rashid Jabro Sawadogo says good afternoon. I'm here watching you live from New York. Good job, guys. Okay, also a channel Commander More Fire. RKC do the typical MPP party members think okay, so let me move on. Muhammad Ibrahim says, good afternoon, Accra FM. Good afternoon, bro. We are here, and this is the Citizen Show. Now, I will say, Nameka Assembly. But before that, quick one. Me pacho, voice for Puneka Bako. Are you ready? All right, so Yanko Greater Accra, a krum. Na ya mama foko krom kakra koye adwuma bi on. I'm just trying hard not to talk about Baumia. Me mia mani ye pa. Say I'm just trying because it's so sad. And run in me ra ho me busa me wo say enti Ghana nya the likes of Nkrumah, the Champions, the Kufu, Kotoka no money, Frifa no money, Rollins no. Look at President Kufu, look at Atamels, look at John Mahama. Then all of a sudden, your political positions, start to say take off from standard, net take off from. A good father appear bar no call from Amen. Yenya Ewura to say Baumia. Just listen to Baumia. Then you ask yourself, inti we need the best Ghana bet me enya. Nti Ghana your best pani sika asay your democracy, but for money just look Alan Trematin attitude on a political posture. I don't like it. Memempe obi or your opportunist. I don't like such people. Me support to Alan 2007-2008. After some time, especially after 2016, Alan actually ene Akufo-Addo konante, and that is my personal observation. Mengasi enuntinu me ibune for, but on my personal level, I decided to cancel his name from politically because look, now Alan will every opportunity not to take Akufo-Addo's position. Then you quite say kwaje minime kom kwa ne de no. I've been telling people mini bi bebre but Awurade ada romanti Awurade ama me nkrofo a say nyame bɔ ne frani a no abɔ ne poma aka no ho nti awurade ka nkrɔfo akoma ɛma ɔmo sosɔ bobie mu saa mfie nwɔtwe I don't know why I should walk to a Akufo-Addo circles move for anything in my life. It will never happen. Ensi da. Kandapa is my uncle. Recently, near Dim Komo, Onu say I was not forthcoming with my life, mommy. I will never walk to national security say Kandapa, mami misika. Mimfanya she. I don't need it. Ne yiri firi asante mampo minimum mu fie. Mimfanya she. Ensi so da. Ni wiase asay. On Kandapa personal level as my uncle, not that she be a my driver for the fee in my coach and all me offer the entrance in India fair. But some me chase camera media for I know people who claim to be NDC guys, we Kandapa they deal with them. I know them. He grow money at you, ye in Bibia. There cost to be a nutia. So, say, oh, okay, so come by Obiasma, maybe standard no, ever too low. It's sad. Just look at Baumia anymore, and I'm going to say Onimyansa Chen. And I member office, na me tie different stations news. Could you believe that the information minister, Kojo Ponkroma, is defending the finance ministry on electricity, a VAT on electricity, no, or defend government, no, at the same time, no, Sadia Nwana Baumiaso Betram no, or say defend and why Baumiaso Betram. Then I'm like, oh, would you chira? Obeka chira was as a bodam for. Oh, true. As a bodam for, as a bodam for, as a nipa bi omo bodam no mo sha say as ya bobo no na omo no abaji MPP no na omo at president as a bodam for from Akufo-Addo to as a bodam for. What you don't get it? Yeah, one information minister. Now he is torn between the executive and the vice president or flag bearer, and the flag bearer is ashamed of Onwana buying a records and what promises say obetwam. Na information minister no was on City FM defending Kenoforiata and the executive on a VAT on electricity no, defend it. Then I'm like, meanwhile. Nidini say, boy no Nidini say, Kojo Ponkroma, a part of Baumia's team. And no, church room. On a MC. And the Baumia Kahebian Wajidi. O free MC Naseno, no Abedina City FM. Na, oh, just say, what do you want to you? What do you want? Oh, one more type in Ibina, a peer war areas like Niger, and other areas no a dear before ball, my no more, or mutime quash or my national. Because these guys are just so foolish people. Very foolish people. This guy Baumia was at the 2021 Parliament budget reading. Oh, Tiwabina, you can't hear live in Auburn in some. Can no for that can't he levy? Oh, but in some. What was he clapping for? Then small time. But you see, check the standard. Kwabena Japan, bad for Sika, and then Kwabena Japan, Eko to Baumia. Standard not to form. Standard nenye. Look at Baumia. And when my dear Mammy Sroma Ghana, just look at Baumia, just check Baumia, Shannon Honkro for Cabo, 1 year Jumada. Samia Kunya Jumada. These are boys, I know them, no almost no modi. Boy, no, you need to John Kuma, one grad, yes, or Yario says something, rather than Sunny Yari, Sunny Irene, yes, awful. What you say? These are boys. Look, Omunim said ye nipa den sa ye adwuma, say my ye adwuma. Me my appointment letter ni there be. Politics mu parasites. So just imagine giving the country to these boys, these riff-raffs. Just imagine giving the country to these riff-raffs. Baumiano amo number. Enkwala na edina chiro bi amo number. Gideon bo akonya adwuma da. Tie Baumia national service, me twa national service mu. Oga ka say obeye no, say voluntary, say obeye ne dey. Obeye dey voluntary. Na nya no ano no. National service. The core mandate, the intention. The institute national say nanom de national service no MI no. That's how they also be change that core mandate. Twa wutwam. Na omo Jimmy say review kra no, review tio. Obi say review mutiase say a cancellation. Obi so be abolish the current national service system now say no nya cancellation. Abolish na say abolition as you say in the obiga yourself our abolish the current national service system no enye dwam na wotwam or say review chere cancellation but abolish ne dey chere cancellation uka so mo ji oh ntina kere de Japan ka chom say nipa MPP ni wa jimi sa nipa MPP ni jimi sa Dr. Vomia kasa hwe wo de show tie NDC catch them say E11 no anye tio what's there be anra bawomia ahwe omo anim E11 no anye metwam ye oh aboa kasa kira aboa ene wote NDC nipa kasa no omonte omo entu nipa ka asem a wonte jesu wo kwa hwede ne seso aboa mo aka kire se ka se kire wo mo. So yesterday for the first time that small MPP handful supporters no they were able to understand why E11 enye for the first time. Me wa ni aka asem wo ya for almost 2 years 3 years so they wenye what's that? So the next NDC a disciple from within them that go and tell them that E11 in here. So you see, God is so wonderful, And when God wants to expose people, just look at this prophet. It got to a point. They say Nyamema a flumu donkey, a kasache prophet, no, because who's a prophet now? Boy, just a boy kasache no. Ansah no what? That is MVP supporter for you. What about them? You need the caliber of person to talk to him. Say, look, this is the situation. So I know I'm bomb with a E11 Baumiano. Question me busa me won say and to bomb say my day. Can for yata ne ekufado no ne upon kroma no nyina aye statements ma mo bomb say E11 the NDC na ma mofo. Na E11 na ya na NDC mpese on my way be ye. Then all of a sudden, as someone this car was on Tiasiano. And you see this E11, wouldn't you hear me? Womuchni Ghana ha bribe MPs, bribe media practitioners. I told you. I was in Jowulu and ya friends in the back by. Oh, Kwabena, aso esi agye no abon this ni radio station we enipa we no abon di akyere me we agye me gina no afre ba ko edna to loudspeaker owie ye Kwabena de ne de ye o man sika ye dwudwam gye sometimes this kind of conversation the entire and you say me secret but anything illegal I don't support it. And this issue was between me and my own brother A plus. Make catch A plus straight that A plus me this kind of things no. I don't do it in my life. I don't do it. So me ya dia me yen pete ma mo hu say me and me say me support you levia. I will start supporting it and Sakura MPP for Baba Behume. Me, I will do it. Oh, yeah, in this in us on Tiasia, me, I don't care about you. I don't want to be a she. Want to be a she. Me, want to be a she. She, nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, when I do things, here na me person me amede madwene eya ade me person bibi be influence madwene me person me amede madwene ye. So that when it comes to taking responsibility for my actions, me will say yes, I did. Me na me yeah, and what consequences ni? Tia hunsi kama nkrofo enti muwie we nyina no. Then the vice president on a spearhead you know, ehunu say the only way met me a treke sebe Ghana nkwasiafo we ni say mame nko kancho say doesn't make sense. Yanko Greater Accra Montreal so yanko tie enkoma nkrofo di quick one, let's go. Greater Accra Montreal so yanko tie enkoma amanfo edi after talking to them on the streets.
The more said on the mobile and on the not be a the some by your mind. No, by a made friends. It's my like eating form. Yeah, bread. Oh, so why be a bread? Oh, you know, say on the cancer with some baby beds in like in my tax better than your masuna. It is like, I don't know. It can be possible. So, meet me because. Maybe they are coming for their food, that's why they are bringing all those type of things. Yeah, but to me, but betting in the office, they are by the group of police is too much. Bet no media, I'm not too much. Yes, I'm too much. But to me, it can be said a bit nearby there. Like, but never be year football. Want to me, where they be on the
okay.
Eleven there. Titlis on non crossing. 11 on crossing.
On you through.
On crossing.
On you through.
11 on you through. Yeah. I mean, sir, you that kind
of message,
Bob. Messing in the
tax in
the coming quad on that. Ghana Biani Niska, I look at your attacks and so on, all music company on the on day. Ghana physical or the year.
Or say a tour Bamana, or we send your money through.
Oh, Asa, the trouble Monoya she, the trouble Mana, no papa, no papa, and walk from Kufa Baptist. Sa, number by the economy, yet it's a comedian. Then the trouble man, it's Ghana, Massa. The Cameroon Kwamadu Ghana had ya. Masa mama yempon papa from Ghana na Ghana nyedi da nyombo is a gome ye we gnoka unye bi counted ani bosombo so no ya tin na the tax bosombo so no bi kan counted ani ya obi ya mama ya obi sia ni nimba kwa na mo wa kwa se me chono but as it is obeyeza no bad digit tax there waje mo majensa ne papa ba waje sa ne papa so no wo fu sa ne bread waje sa kamun kwa Ghana fo mama yen sunya saka
okay
yin na yin sunya sa
okay
so no bono bobo anya wan tuma no so no so mo anya indi indi kase no nko ano ni jetu se obeye ana so onye that will be an party or not and so gan shini pa open one that is the bobo anya yin boto no na me yepe ni e de obo concourse
okay
He'll do that when he becomes the president. But he's already a president, so why don't he start now? You understand? So since that is what he say he will do, I won't challenge that. But what I know is that he's the president. And if what he's saying he mean it, because I know all those taxes, you know, they work it together. He's the vice president, so he's also part of, you know, those who implement that policy. So if you are part of those who implement that policy, how can you come back and tell me that when you become the president, when you're already a president? So I won't challenge what you say, but you know, maybe yeah. He'll do that when he becomes the president. But he's already a president, so why don't he start now? You understand? So since that is what he say he will do, I won't challenge that. But what I know is
all right,
that
okay, so these are some of the few. I don't know the other ones, you know. Senya Mayamo. Anyway, all right, so Yanko Central Region, Yanko T, what went on? Central Region. Yanko Central Region, Yanko T, the course was Central Region. Sound of Mofa.
11 and Dada. Because no the buyer, no educated. To see I know mobile money phone, I didn't hire degree. To see every month grapple first and Minam the Dicker class, see the scanner and back, best reference, I back, it's heavy, and to see a min point there, the doctor can there and Dada Kwan, they say I'm making it. The person I met in the Casa because Obianum saw your bio transfer. Because ono that our Ghana na parliamentarians ku sa yi lebi hu ntokwa na oni Ghana owen and then na ope to me obaba be kan kire say yentu abama no nsisa me menje nundi on to me yan bibia ade bi obekan bia na oye no opposite mu check a na mo hwe ni kasa fita ma oba say obeye vice president kasa bia ni wa kan no na wo check a na asisi soda kasa bia obeka bia na yentro intimidate ninji because they say I go go na wo go cry go actually say oyo bia o chantro inti nipa o chantro a o kasa ma me mestre ko for say enya nipa so mo ntie intimidate me ninji kwa person met
chiamotiefo nyina na de emi bisa ne se embra ya hihye sa amara no e wo parliament no sebi previous na ba omia na oni Ghana ana sata na yenwo no ana eye Ghana foforo e na omo ka sa endo obeka sa ade wi na menyi ni se papa no betimi aboa Ghana o because the oil na say obi a sebi monopause we papa pos as obi a sebi papa pos bi enya no a oka ade we na ochina no wasesa no Ghana ya nhwe ni yi a enye yi na the oka no me nyi ndi se on betimi aboa Ghana because mua na modi yi 11 kra baaye mua wan kasa na obe educate yen me kra na menti ase wo na obe educate yen wo TV so na ya kasa ya gitu mu ene wan kasa wasan ba se obe ye president a obe ye fu papa sorry to say that time a wo ba no na wada na se de Ghana for monti mani o na de e koso no ano odin chiamotiefo nyina na de emi bisa ne se embra ya hihye sa amara no e wo parliament no sebi previous na ba o.
All right, so this is Central Region on Ashanti Region yanko Ashanti Region Kumasi, right? Kumasi yanko Kumasi na yanko nkotie nkoma omo edi ewo street mu ewo Kumasi
ya na wanyi emfisu abula motiso na wo tina mama wo ya to aba fansa no mo ye fisu and ya ne nya adi nto be ya wonyi ni preku emfisu ni ewo se wayi awayi na ya ready ewe afa nso se wo se dia me ne wa mo nya adi ko mo yi fi ya na wanyi emfisu abula motiso na wo tina mama wo ya to aba fansa no mo ye fisu and ya ne nya adi nto be ya wonyi ni preku emfisu ni ewo se wayi awayi na ya ready ewe afa nso se wo se dia me ne wa mo nya adi ko mo yi fi ka baba for no mo nya mo ka ni yi bo mo di wo se ni ku ya bebe na sampla wo se ya bukura fu o da da e fi sa sampla be na wa ka ko ye kura na wo yi lady a mo de ba ye wo MPP for mo na mo de ba ye e di enti na be ye fi so that is amamu na mu buo no mo hunu so who will listen to Nadia where they walk and cry, aircraft for Papa, they were to be abandonment to be said. Yamoya and more from William Yamoya. One with Yakonia so much Shamla. Some you yes, I've had your war, but the actually to Obama said, President. Also, may you live at the debate every so, may you never ties with the very show. That's just a one because I'm more to me. To move this enough from La, I won't tell you. You want to say, about me and look, man, no one initial, and one person and then mission to tell and I do any I saw one young to and if you, young to my people, she young to one, and someone I'm pension, no functioning, no found women, none of mission to tell, none I didn't left. I'm a catch about when you're the watch a drama, who got on 2.8. The Yiska, so Mama Miska. Let us. Miss Marco Hospital, I had to shut us and cover the Bruno. I know a million.
And then my just you don't know the Bible. That I'm at Obama. No, I'm at Obama. You are not said that. Young Robert Kagan, where they on war that day. That I am, yeah. What I did, me, I some kind on one in the door.
Power to try you come as yeah, to man this. Yes, I am to my MPP. On to man this, yeah. Oh, we fret to war. To me. Yeah, to man this. Yeah, I am to my MPP. Yan there, Mamma. But Omar Rezi Assembia Nika. Sir, winning my footwear and Metia Coffee Bentel. My own Coffee Bentel, I say, was it Baumia and me resign, even though the ninja policies be. Can you imagine? Where in our constitution any actually say, oh, you're vice president, you can't resign? Where? I think Aka and Rollins issue, no, now they were in government, right? Now Aka a vice president, Mebwa, and he resigned. And now Rollins ne yinedi. He resigned, and now Rollins ne yinedi. Check it for me. Say, we are vice president. Won't me resign? Go boy, don't mind me. Oh, na amukaso na amunkrofo na gie di say I we are vice president. Won't me resign? How? So you are vice president. Won't me resign? Now. Winning MPP. Oh, I'm press conference now. I'm here on 11. You have it. MPP. What's it there? Mate. What do you fear, no bra? Tie Osei Chairman Sabonsu. Uria na wa yi Osei Chairman Sabonsu. Ni birthday 11 no. Ni birthday party no. Oni mse na Samira na kwotwa sa 11 cake no mu. Samira na kwotwa mu. Yo. Okay.
That it's important to start with the people. The people may not get it right all the time. But the state remains the state, the republic remains the republic. So we have elected not only to stand with the people, but much more importantly, much more enduringly to stand with the Republic. Colleagues, the purpose of this bill that we've gone through really is to broaden the tax base of our country and to increase revenue mobilization domestically. I'm not too sure that any one of us in Parliament would disagree, minority, majority, would disagree that where we are as a country, we need, the bill provides that they are going to apply it to the development of physical infrastructure. That's number one. And we do know that almost every week, in particular on Fridays, questions are filed relating to the development of roads in the various constituencies. Questions are filed relating to the construction of boreholes, the delivery of potable water, extension of electricity to places hitherto unserved, construction of health facilities. And so we are not in disagreement. I'm not sure that any MP would disagree that we should apply this money, or the monies that would ensue from the e-levy, to the construction of physical infrastructure, also digital infrastructure, and tackling high unemployment in the country. The bill provides that the monies will be used to grow entrepreneurs, especially young entrepreneurs. I'm not sure that anybody in Parliament will be against this. And we are escalating our debt burden, going out to borrow. If we have to do revenue mobilization inside the country, what it means is that we will curtail the rate of borrowing and thereby curtail the increasing debt stock. Who in Ghana, which MP would say that he doesn't like this? So, colleagues, I believe we are adding them on these matters. Now, what Parliament ought to be looking at is reportage. How much is coming? How are we applying those revenues? And I think that Parliament's oversight responsibility should come into play, which is why what we're discussing, which were put together by one of our colleagues on the other side in the form of amendment. He left the chamber not to move the amendment. But because we had bought into the spirit, even in his absence, we brought it back to the front burner and moved that amendment relating to Parliament's oversight responsibility. But the minority are making a fanfare of the fact that we are saying that because of the application of the e-levy is an all-in-all facility. It's going to operate like Akubam, Utiyoya Akubam, Unayoya Akubam. The funny thing of it was that when the ranking member was reciting this poem, when he said Akubam, Utiyoya Akubam, instead of touching his head, he touched his ass. Utiyoya no was on the top, was on the tea. That's on the funny side. But why are they saying that? You see, the e-levy, we are not creating a fund for the e-levy, like the Petroleum Revenue Fund. Now, the revenues that would ensue from the taxes will be commingled with other revenue sources into the consolidated fund. So, bits and pieces of it will go into health, bits and pieces of it will come to Parliament, bits and pieces of it will go to education, bits and pieces of it will go to roads. But for roads, we are insisting that perhaps when we come to it, we may even demand of the finance minister to declare to us that maybe about 20% of it should be dedicated.
Also, cake no, video no, Ansah, e-levy, also Jemen Sabonsu, birthday no cake no. Na Samira Hobi meboa. Okay, so young question Bawumia Eyere Samira eya ocha E-levy cake mu Crofo I think I just need to just play videos no na menye din because we be manu one sha in fact Dwan on tiase into your supporter na say ne se ba omia we dane no be ka kire wo say 11 no so which means na omunim exactly say enye but omun be wia oman no e dia agi wo mu ani at that particular moment no it was okay for them hwe de om hwe 11 ska hwe de om de ye hwe de om de 11 ska look at this. You don't need 11 sky. Fasamira atoso. Fasista atoso mame. Udi you when you video no free so. Na Fasamira atoso. 11 Chesika na nkwada ai textbooks. Nkola nya textbooks. Nia disika 11 cake. Mwabuba dam, mwabuba timia done a whole presidency, a psychiatric center. Naga so mo dam ubetimi do man sika ayes ade we. No wase adane won abe ka kiro man for ne say me ba metwam. Ba omia ka say e your man bia so a tinka sa auditorium won onko mbefa no easy. Anya ba omia ni. Anya no yiri ni. Anya 11 party no omokoye no. Anya oseje mensa bonsuni ba kokura de na Samira no mu twa cake no mu check mame ba ku no mu twa cake no mu Samira ba omia ko 11 party ni bi oseje mensa bonsuni ate no sa fucking mine no foolish man we akwa we ni hu nim fa so ma bibia wo wiase kwase ase this is Samira yeah enyo omunie enyo 11 ni enyo omunie enyo onwa enyo ni enyo keke na esu no enyo omu na enyo onwa ade mi yesa me kan bia wa asembeba chese mama omo pese omo chese ase enipa bia ye de governance de ye sharp ye ni say de si trick Ghana for agimifo sei agimifo total say agimifo from head to toe say Simon osemensa we Simon se Simo we na ayi akokwa bon Saturday Kumase ye de ne ba radio so fufuro ne hu ni nika ne hu fin bi we ade no mo ye no mo nim se ade na nya anya Samira na gina ho no me pamucho Ghana for hwa de we anya Samira ni anya e-levy cake ni anya Samira na ebe twa cake ni no anya Samira na gina ho no anya Samira ni anya Samira anya ho no a anya Samira ni no omani nye ho ne one na yire ne gina ho no anya Samira ni anya e-levy nu ni anya ni cake ni nya ni anya ni ya friend say Thompson anya ni anya no a kwasi afo se ya no mo ha ni pa adwene o Ghana kwasi afo se anya e-levy cake ni wonni mutrim se ade a wo ye ne enye anyansafo ka kire se ade a wo ye ne nye oseme ye yanti akufado on BBC quick one mo de cake de munyim fan sende enkrofo timia twesika akobɔ ho nyom atwa yo cake yo bi anim budget amode ye no we say ade no so nye ade no a wo ye ne nye now do taxpayers money spend it on it.
The digital economy, the mobile economy.
Yes, but you're taxing people on money that has already been taxed.
Is the biggest economy in the is becoming is emerging as the biggest economy in the country, and for a long period has not had any taxation at all. So it is important now that they also come into the net. Our country has one of the lowest tax to GDP ratios of any country in West Africa and of an equivalent economy. The ECOWAS area, the general average today, tax to GDP average is about 18%. Ghana, we're at 13%. So it's as if you're talking about a country which is already overtaxed, if anything at all, is undertaxed.
Okay, let me take you up on that point. You know, on your low tax ratio to GDP. I'm just going to quote, read this quote to you. It's from John Kwache, who I'm sure you might know is the director of research at the Accra-based Institute for Economic Affairs. He says there are several loopholes in our tax system that if they are plugged, will be able to raise our tax to GDP ratio to something like 20% from the 12% that you're talking about.
Well, first of all,
are you speaking to experts like him?
First of all, there's a recognition that
no, but he's actually saying, I didn't read all of it. He says that there's no need for the e-levy.
Well, that's his point of view.
He's an expert.
But he's an expert. There are experts in government as well, and we think it's necessary, and that's the reason why we...
You think it's necessary to tax people who are already impoverished?
And they're not already impoverished. We're talking about people. We're talking about taxing an industry and transactions where a lot of value is being created, and we want to also bring that value into government coffers. I think that is something that is very, there's nothing so, and the e-levy is not Ghana, it's the only country that has something like a mobile, a digital tax. Many countries, they will not like it. People never...
Because they're already taxing people who do business online, and then you are taxing as well.
Very little. People never like taxes. I don't know any group of people, especially business. Very little.
You are taxing as well.
Very little. People never like taxes. I don't know any group of people, especially business. Very little.
Are taxing as well.
Very little. People...
All right, so Osia TUC for on e-levy. Yenti on TUC. Osia omo asma omo kae about e-levy. Quick one.
Such as the passage of the e-levy bill have not been introduced in isolation. They've come on the back of a revenue loss of 13.1 billion cedis and an increased unbudgeted expenditure of 14.2 billion cedis. There's thus an overall fiscal impact of some 27.3 billion cedis, representing 6.8% of GDP. He also of petroleum price increases. The suggestion has been made, which has also been repeated by the Secretary General, is at this moment not sustainable. Removing taxes on petroleum products will reduce government revenues by some 4 billion cedis. At this time, when we're determined to expand government revenues in order to increase our capacity to finance our own development, can we afford to reduce government revenues by 4 billion cedis? Government is currently confronted by very tight financing conditions.
19th November 2021 budget oh, but we discussed it in production. And so why don't you inform me? Anyway, all right. So you got your Mwakwata. Quick one. You got your Mwakwata. Amwakwata. And this is no. Tobut na 11 into no mutumu Emma. Your friend say disabled for quarter, you know. Ya mo catch ye say 11 no be ye bibia no. So oh say Nkrofo what we have to do as a people is to hold government accountable, that if we pay this money, we want to see the direct benefits of the money that we are going to pay. That is the way we should go, and not to resist. We are not prepared to raise monies to help in the building of our infrastructure. Who should come and do it for us? We want good things, but we don't want to pay. And because of politics, and because of love for power, people are saying all kinds of things. Ghana will never be better unless we are prepared to pay taxes and we are prepared to sacrifice to build our country. Otherwise, you will continue at ABC. So, I expect that contractors, government is doing everything possible to pay you, but you continue to work. So, the more government tries to pay, the more you also work, and the debt is always there. If e-levy comes, we get our fair share into the road sector. Within a very short time, all outstanding contractors' debts will be paid, and you can work more for this country. You can work more for this country, and we expect you to speak. You are going to be the direct beneficiaries, and every serious government will not joke with contractors. Because the construction industry is where, from the unskilled to the skilled, people are employed. If you want money to circulate very well in your country, pay contractors. Pay contractors. The cement seller or the cement dealer. What we have to do as a people is to hold government. What we have to do. Enti Amwakwata ya mini wi school kwasi ada wia ono jimi wei etimi hwe ya anim ekyere Ghana fo de enti esi etua e-levy o say e-levy no NDC fo aka ho asem no a political talk just to win power. India say Bobie say a political talk just to win power. Say a political talk just to win power. Na ka so onye bodamini a obi ka asma kire say ade we yenye was this am yonko bodamini be ka kire me say enye ansa na matiase say enye tobe me nkwa akiri mami miem ma ko
yo commander me dasi ma bencha wotie fo na no ena wie Kwabena oni say enra mete say Dr. Bawumia e be kasa no me ankasa me tutu me nan ko bi because
now what in na Akufo-Addo thing
ono amu ama Akufo-Addo na mu adwane
when's you
anytime who tina mu say Akufo na emu anwa
na yire nso ama
na Akufo-Addo yire wo ho
sir President Akufo-Addo odane mamboyefo en what we so ono ebegu egu a enya hwe ekrobo aboni bia wadi biasi
it because other sometimes uti efidie no ho na wuti a sometimes na odwin say nipa na ekase ya na say sebi nipa o kase sebi adwene ni okay sometimes na metiredo na metie Dr. Bawumia na me say bia machine no am the editing bia fam na sebi wan kasa ebi so TV no ho a bia odwin say TV no na play tricks on you intendo na pese me amede maniko ekohwe say Bawumia and the Becky can sound 7 or Beckham because that may not had a fair idea of what Bawumia was coming to say already. You know, Tija, me do honeja, so long call for almost shaman, you know, Mr. Showman, I'm saying, you know, you're happy. Almost shaman, I'm the showman, almost showing them showman. Was or many no shaman say, I call up a dear. Mr. Showman, you know, you could know only tea. But Mamenka said, me ntie wie na me free ho because edu baby no na sabi wan ho ya unya de na obetama ato abo papa no nti na say e free ho ba kwam na woni ye be ko Bawumia nsem na okeka enimu na ye starting free baby a na Bawumia say wono de bone akoso Akufo-Addo mfie nson ni nyina ho kira Akufo-Addo de afam nyina no ono Bawumia onim ho hwe because no e mate Akufo-Addo na ye driver no
3 hours you can't write anything
ono de na onim ho hwe
it's dropping
kwamna onim say incidentally emra Bawumia kasa nra no say oye mate no say Satan no acting president
some say acting president in take decision
me ba na Akufo-Addo ye president na Bawumia no ye president o time o kasa nra no because Akufo-Addo ni ha Akufo-Addo to kwan in time Bawumia o ka kire yen say onye president da ono no ye mate no Satan no nra no ye acting president and I said no can sense him no Kwabena de to so mienu yeni eti krum ha on aya hwe Dr. Bawumia ama Dr. Bawumia ade also ye ensem also okeka akeka nsem nyina de abedu bia edui from opposition Kwabena Dr. Bawumia ka kire en say John Mahama ni emisata bon satam ne emisata and the chairman of the economic management team na emisata abon into Bawumia actually questions mako 170 say emisata emiya no Kwabena satam na Bawumia bu say emisata questions 170 no na emisata e president ampa name say ebisata di akonya no sata name bisata on the commander in chief no take decision yeye sata samre no na vice president wo power
aso mo bo adam
sata no na vice president e kasa na e final enti Akufo-Addo nko a breso na vice president useless
pe Kofi Bentil nyansa
Akufo-Addo nko a abreso vice president is useless yate ya da oma no ase Kwabena apart from sa no ma we nyina no entro Bawumia bi twa ye no ano entro no se me ka se me bobo so ade be chie yi de di kan o se ye to abama na ono ba omia insawam akra insawam railway line no obeye na kwabena onim se time mo ba power in 2017 na sa railway line ye adwuma sese yegu
so omo na begu no omo na begu no
ai ewade yakopo he ekuro mo we nya botra omo ba power 2017 na sa railway line ye adwuma
hwe to me de nti a wo ka se we nya botra hwe se onipa wono wa be fa talk tax e de ko 9% na o sesu no sa de ba ses na ne nkrofo atie sikrom ye adaye na na te talk tax so ba 6% when na de ko 9% na so wasi ate so emo ase
babla somebody bo che say oh no comedies na ba me be yie no nto so be railway line no amba 2017 na ye adwuma isi omo abegu no ono ye to ye nsan to abama ye to abama na obeye yate baomia ye be to abama afi so o say ECD unim ECD kabna unim ECD o say omo pilot to ECD e was serious ECD CD esika CD just say ECD of electronic CD omo ya ne pilot unim be omo pilot no serious
it is serious for no didn't say oh masa serious me pesa me mani abrepa
erade
enti ECD no mo didn't say
kwabna ye fe ba me ni misa no kwabna me se ba me on se we nya no ho abotra wo se omo pilot to ECD no e was serious
but be kwabna or elaborate
kwabna sa e-currency how complex e-currency is and no system the plugins or Bank of Ghana but
they can pilot it from anywhere.
They cannot pilot it for pilot the e-currency e-currency you see
so what makes it difficult? Explain.
Ghana for
so what makes it difficult?
E-currency no a system enye mobile money a electronic cash e use plugins and no Bank of Ghana ye
no but
a bank enye say a there you know I think say at this level
Bank of Ghana no operate but they can operate for people in the country anywhere.
How so you also how
now Bank of Ghana intimi enyanka
Bank of Ghana omo office was we also Bank of Ghana office is we also
se bia se we also krono nkwa no mo pilot amam se e bia se we also for no nkwa timi use electronic currency
e use the same
se bia we twem ko sampa
fiscal cash cross
David enka se mi o mo timi di ko sampa ekotokoko
na he be say ba mi awe on udi ne ho agro udi na chia wan hwe ya on ensema be ka kire ba mi ano afei kwabna ba mi ase o ye free zones e wo kro bi so o northern region na e kro ba ka kan e fe ne kenka ase kro no mpo ndi Ghana ma pode so
kenka ase ni Ghana
kro do ma be ode ma me yi map ne kiro
kenka ase Togo
Togo northern I share border between Togo a city between northern Togo and Burkina Faso.
Minim.
It is outside the territory of Ghana.
Minim Sankase. There's who say a krobi wo ufa boko. Yes, a Sankase me makoda near Kwachim confirm. Oh yeah, makoda.
Yeah.
My ufa boko. Then we use to answer how I Yakubu free boko. But omo village no e wona ufa to Sakase. To mean Sakase no all kan
kwabna me say
or say so Sakase Sankase dia Sakase is in Ghana.
No, it's not Sankase.
Okay, Sankase dia then because I know Sankase.
Sankase Ghana. Sankase je Togo.
Any Ghana, Togo, SA border.
No, it is outside the territory. Outside.
Sankaso.
Let me see.
Okay, no, I've been there before.
Okay.
To be a main.
Now I'm Togo, no.
Sankas is a territory between Burkina Faso, northern Burkina Faso and Togo, northern Togo.
Yeah.
It's not Ghana.
Unimoyi.
No, Kwabena, I'm looking at it on the map.
Okay.
It's not Ghana.
Okay.
It's not Ghana.
Okay. Let's go.
So, it's not Ghana. Enti sa nipa we, Kwabena, edi pa na adin ye bi. Ento ba kwa eno say try or say oba ayare cancer na the local hospital a ye the NHIS ni treat no. Kwabena, ba omia say so oba yare cancer in children, oba yare cancer. Now you say the local hospital with the NHIS. Hey, Radina Kupo. Ayare, enya cancer. Now the local hospital with the NHIS they treat akwala no. Hey, Radina Kupo, Nyakupo Maya Butre. Nyakupo Maya Butre pa wokruma.
Is it true? And I said,
Kwabena, how? How? Which form of cancer in the NHIS card they treat wokruma? So hospital. No.
No, maybe a NHIS card no so, but they are not.
Why not? You see, that is. We are talking about credibility here. We are vice president. Before I make any statement of claim, no, you must have a medium of verification. Now Mahama call Parliament. State of the Nation address or your evidence based no. It didn't know your evidence based. Kwabena, it didn't know Mahama no call parliamentar or can dia no we try home photo or say evidence there based. It about me before we jina Mahama for manya cancer. Egu kolebu asebe mu nyesika ebebreti TV so stress cardiac show omo no. Before we betina TV so akachira yen say san enkwala no ye the NHI dey show free no e dey na wo hunu ye wo te dey verification be na wo ye Kwabena ye hunu say mame fon et TV so e do mo ma stress ka de bia entinka NHI se hwe enkwala o manya cancer e ko be kokuru de body ade sabi nipa enfade ade obe kokuru ne body ko si TV so stress ka. So, enti Kwabena sa nipa we e pehwe enima ka kire yen say because the Ghana for yegimie enti yegimia na yinim yansa enti ye huri enim kosoro because Kwabena he ade aba me amobe ebe ye no ano it is a test of the sanity of Ghanaians just person mu say Ghana for sebi Kwabena de bi o mo kan Uno mutena kokoma. Oh yeah. This is Ghana for Jimmy. They say it openly. Uno mudin komo kokoma. So we say Ghana for. Oh yeah. Oh Ghana for the.
So we have MPP friends at Jolu. Uno mudi agura. They tell you
Ghana for we are moving different.
I want to be Bobie.
Ghana for.
It mujo Mohammed obetimi. Ghana for the omo Jimmy o.
Ghana for the. Ka bibi a kire omo monte. So enti de bi omo ka say Ghana for Jimmy dada. But say no person omo hunu say Ghana for Jimmy no. Ekoko do was saying Jimmy no friend saying the case yet saying they are testing the foolishness of Ghanaians. Because almost the Ghana say into we know say Ghana for eti omu di to abama ma afa de ombeka say and then kofo do mo ye mo papa and afa ni ye be chiro mo nyansa. They are testing Ghanaians because Kwabena enye sa pa nearby me be gina na ho ye ne nra no ni concept obeyi ne ho nra no ye save sri hukuru chese na Kwabena okasa ontimi nyina fa kwa na ne ho wo so se ya o si from no okochi chese no odin se bo wetimi chese ewrade nyankopon ti wei wei ena kofo esore ye ko di achi be ka kire nse yen Ghana for yen to aba man nipa we nya the president ono kofo
no fa ho be
ono kofo na on de me di papa no ya wa ma
ni ono ye so fa bibi o
me di ne he wo watena simfie nwotwa me kofo ado asel man yi Rollins tama na Mills ne mahama wo power Kwabena edie na Rollins anyi no krom ha sei even though not one party ne wa ban mu but no one in koya no ba bonte be kasa.
That is the difference between two leadership.
Oba no abeka na NDC for boys see dinner time so still oba abeka wo watra se ahwe Kufuado amana sell man yi wo wie ya wo se yamfa Kufuado bone nche no na emom no yensan kofa baomia asa hohoro baomia asore di baomia ti uti hwicha mu as te se wo edi baomia ti abetena se ebeka kire Ghana for se yentu abama baomia na sabe akonya konkura Ghana for hu mobo na mre bi etwem ye do tena so no wo pese o yesa akonya na jimi fo akonya ade akofo be ye ne ebe ne no ano it's a clear statement of undermining his own legacy. He said Kufuor ne legacy okroma bio obi ba be gina me ma ka kire me say Kufuor one of the best presidents Ghana nya bia no sani pa me who. This is not how a best president behaves. Say me there I'm a party man. Party here. You are a party man, so what?
So
the country should bend because you are a party man.
Omani be na MPP wo ha onfa ho.
Na ye bu o man na say ye bu party. Omani ye pese ye nu ye and say party de pese ye nu ye. Kufuor had so much respect for Kufuor. So much. But Enra, I lost every iota of respect I had for the man.
Problems say won nyina Kufuor ka ho bi.
I had every just say former president what me atla say wo Kufuor ya and Kufuor ba ho Kufuor mo a. And somehow ka kire omo no nyasem ketwa. And Kufuor ba ho Kufuor mo a.
No odi Kufuor do nko
ko. No matema ka bibia wo krom ha. Ye de microphone be si wa no pe afi na wa no asesa.
Me sa for no mintimi no omo ntra wi ase o.
Waka was a statement my fault. Statement my fault. Is that how a statement behaves? Statement no man no boy o man be so na be statement no. Say state barrier and now so be wu Kufuor and mount state barrier la. And here dey.
Yeah, Kufuor from betra Bama NDC on to ajaye na me no mi enu wan na setena mu ye
se Kufuor from betra Bama nzo omonto
on to ajaye
on to munyaye kwa no monto munyaye
na Kufuor no mu kura no 2004 nyeso owi mu anka atamis wini no Kufuor no mu ti akonya so no otifi
omonto ama no munyaye
na on to ajaye
onyaye
otom se de
Kufuor de won hia kana se ba de Crawford to aba mi le minim Kufuor no Crawford to aba Kufuor de Kufuor kura ka bom 2008 atamis wini won
Kufuor ya santini ya santini this year ya santefo ne ebu be se opanyi a otena fie ema mofrawe nanka no yebu nanka yefo won ka ho bi
o se se won ti ase won ti sa aka
won ka ho bi Tinasi ahwe Kufuor e de aho kire oyene kasia bra omanfo ama Ghana for brese uhu Ghana for mobo because I would out ho to palace mu kakraka e wo biri ho na we so anu aso anu de abrɛ
me se Kufuor ohunu akuadon kwa kwa because wo betua di president Kufuor se akuadon kwa no nko de sabeto so aka se wo so president oba ya asatu akura ni ho
so ani aso abrɛ e wo biri ho na wo te soro ho efie kakraka de opa bia unya nti efe anu kopem nai ti me atena wheelchair mu Kwabena atena wheelchair mu abetena I say ebe ka kire Ghana fo be hwe nim ka kire say yen nye Bawumia president na Bawumia ye man of destiny. Bawumia we Bawumia we a man of destiny. Destiny bay. Destiny bay. Wobi a wacha trama afa entro ko hu na entro tete. Wacha trama say entro ko hu Bawumia na tete because I say abba who you me dodo. Ade. Chon sa che say eno statement no beka entro kwa Kwabena entro kwa say wo palo to ECD e wo say we also.
No, I know me who problem or who.
Kwabena. I do Yakopo. Kwabena. Who palo to ECD? Cocoa foam na ko palo to E.
No, then I think say be a cocoa for no. Now almost be na cocoa for no buy no e kwai on fast to the cocoa for no kwa.
Who say who network
go ye money ye scam to e dey no do cash go pio. Say we network be no be go
network ko anya adwuma wo ho. Wo che say Kwabena Bawumia we no. O say ye leno e wo street mu na ye fro obi adu a no wo chane to baako. Sa na say be Bawumia. Uko piloto ECD. Kwabena nye Bawumia na be ka kire say on be e-feeding. School feeding program on be e-feeding.
Matesi say or say kaye phone is say omu enso anyema bi on be so electronically. No kre. Oh, Bempesa Benyabre. No kre.
Oh go fine.
There we almost was say obi enso apan bi
o say because of digitalization.
Obi enso apan bi.
Is a kaye phone kwa nyu pan bi.
Nti on be so an say.
Yo mala ko do fi.
Sa ko arubuja do ekura ya na petition e buba da ade.
Ko ada twa we twa ko ya ka ro ka ze guruje.
Ya na de ni o.
Konyak.
No Bawumia de me say konyak.
Ana ba mi onum shisha di bi.
Enye bi.
Shisha o.
David me nya sure.
Ko am shisha na no di o.
David. Ne de ndie.
Ibia se kweri.
Ibia. The closest one there tramo na.
Anyway.
Onum bi.
Ya na e bodo po mame.
You know. Kwabena. This is the integrity of the person we are talking about. This is the integrity of the person we are talking about. Kwabena. Bawumia say, apart from all this, no, or no, already e-levy buy as chairman of the economic management team.
Also, on the e-levy buy.
Na one buy.
No, but say e-levy the also be twem.
Kwabena, o say yen to abama no. Ye to abama no be twem.
Someone to abama ndi ambebre. Someone to abama no dia. Any obe punish mo punish drop ma. Confirm say mo ambeji atu say obedi we dey be to abama. We twem. Nenga we say say. Masa kokoko na wuli amra.
But me say ye to abama na. Taxes are Akufo-Addo dey abanyo be taxes na free ho. Also be towards obey to ni nyina free ho.
So are they just punishing us and use it as a bait? And as
Kwabena, the Kwabena me say o ma tena sie hu say Ghana for no. Sebi o mo say ye jimi for. And so you can tell Ghanaians anything. Kwabena, their Bawumia confidence is 2020. The way and go forward 2020 and free water, free electricity. Any your friend say advert okay, remember me. I'm in school for almost 30,000 money bill. remember me signboard say I enjoy mama e betwa free SHS mu no me this see kwan ho saa de no timi convince you Ghana for no o me nim say na nkofo saa de yetimi convince you bia bu ma egugu banks asen nkofo nyuma amadwuma egugu atutu radio stations ma ye bibia basa and when they do elections no just 6 months no ye mo free water and electricity and they give billboard ko see we baby say remember me and kan no omo to aba maye nti nkofo metimi ahwe sa na ma wi so ato aba maye no sa nkofo no e de ne ka tire mo omo ntia se omo to aba maye nti say no de eye bibia ye nkoka bibia de be itrim bia ye nkoka na Uganda fo omo ye nkwase afo omo to aba maye Kwabena Cobra.
Ozu Akwaba.
Bejo so benya.
Boko de.
Adom what your family na so.
Okay, so we know your mass specifics. Sebe ya enkwese ya restricted too much. Kajatum.
Be chairman sanso o worry me shia no.
Na obi asro announcement.
No worry me shia no.
Obi asro announcement.
O free board mu akwa
obiasa
akwa dodo a
bema
na wa dani agwa
muni ajaisa
ale tedi cheka
opani
na wa ware na secret water ma yuwa no
onia
business
onia se onia business
we be say no kuruma you be say no kuruma say de be ya e be da ho dia ka no ni a che kwabra ni enche de aka no
but in delivery ya
yemfa
uti customer crew na say me boss na me ne no asempa fm no on say first one ya kwawu
ogo
ti asempa adom fm dru Easter enyina ye ko kwawu okwa no ebeka 4 days ye packing niema technicians screw omu niema mu na de ache but BBN we chese customer crew be mi akọ bag me one body posture ni bibia e che third day ti ade be che mi akọ no ye nyina akọ tra semis and I'm the boss otra edemu o say abna we dey nko we ekromu be da ho e ma yo anu be kafie
ya reje
with the frequentomers laboni ni bobu ko we no traffic mi wie cantonments dia no ma wom spenters ko bom wie no ma wom tema mi free tema no ma wom adenta mi free no ma back down ka okudi
akwa dem traffic nim
na so boss di anything na nko so nko me twa boss we be a chia o you safe o say too easy that's okay anyway yanko
Enra na ye tese Baumia ebe kasa che Ghana. In fact, me tese obe kasa no. Na me free se ebe breaking news o sha se o kasa. Obe kasa uncontested 2024 election bio. Nanka ye de bibia gugu. Dan so ora no enya akokodro because wenya advices bia womo any idea on besom chere se yagimi okrumwa na election 2024 no ene be chere papa ni nyansa se Ghana for no se na omadwiri mu da ho enra na dwumadi odi o title so say the next chapter selfless leadership and bold solutions for the future na che se opening e ho se yedu ba bia Ghana no yehia solutions a ano ahye emu oduro enyomanye so no buy over just on you for the omo first half the name munyedu agro no be die ti afra wakoda adwene ho so se ode die ano adin eba na yetumi solve Ghana problems eno ti or try NPP strategy on the coalition 2024 nyina ne se ye be whitewash ora ba omia ye be ka so no die no ye angel ana ye di bone no e share no to be kaya women organizer kejemfo a okotena peace FM on a try how a cabinet function na menim say women organizer kura eco cabinet as a cabinet try for ama ono timbi no take decision was here take cabinet asem we na ma yasa be nkada na so me ka de ompa bi omfa nyame na ye kasi yedi 11 by 11 bo raba omia ene esla ene kasa mo mpene so na mo maka ken so basana raba omia kasa ye boy nse ma no wa kan de na ye nwa ewura di nyame
amemu na etansa
na chese ayefu onu free wona na uti free attach and so say o ka check your for that say on resign ni nyina na ye process ni bia ebemba uraba omia ho afi say on carbon no ho ejanro ono age mic no ano no anso be hie mu kena say oyi no ho afiri boni esi e wo sa memu mu no a kire say oye ono a ode no ho na oba Ghana for ye mistake de manual oba be ye bibia edimo na o se udi ntra edin pa o and in speech in the trauma no oye ne bone papa
krono ni timo dene
nipa ni nipa o ma ne gu no ani ma se poto a se bia na eminu aka me fere ama no akonta bura mada we mi so be fere pa but enya hwe e be share obese edinka ora ba mi ase wono okọ job interview a o so kire de waye ansa na ye gina so ahwese obetumi ade dwumadie ni hye wonsa obetumi aye eno nti no speech na 73 pages no or the almost 60 pages eka aban achievement na bebia obeka bia o se we tinami busa se we ni wono hwam na se we ni wono ekufuado na o kire oni ekufuado ade a omotumi aye aboa Ghana and start here between 2017 to 2020 na inflation you say na GDP you say na exchange rate you say o kan wese na o ka sa asem ni wi ya ano ho asa so ekodana no se wono amemu ya na amemu ya wo yi wono de also head of economic management team but o person kire Ghana for dwumadie poti a wo ye was a keno foreta and in charge of fiscal policy and a governor of Bank of Ghana no in charge of monetary policy on the IT coordinator on all the IT computer no modern policies in Yabaro de good computer so now a charm Ghana for nye till the Juma dear Woody
the first man to change Ghana's governance structure.
Oh, what was sending that? What's so no? Why is a Mifroda? What's a chapasses? Enti eba ya no dia to abefo iso na nkofo nyina kai bi edubu sa ho se na achievement na ode man ho se wa digitalize the passport office digitalize NHI wa digitalize insurance wa digitalize adua ye di no na no na eye ono ana na eye anase ho ana na eye esa se wa mya tia se abayi de wo de wo white person wo ti ba bi omo de ba na wa kwakoche sade de bia wo mba wo se ye wo bonwunu bia bata ho bia wo se me mudi esa se wo de enyo na ye hwe na che se onkarokre eno na koma no ko ba se o kaka se wo de o ye driver's mate na onya driver na nkasa na eno na ama Ghana fo nyina apa ba owura no esa se enya driver mate bia enenim ka twie a driver for mate dodo na nkasa kra omu ni license a se driver ho kire no a obetumi take over se driver ho kire no a mate ya nkofra no tie kofra driver foforo okuta license ene try na wagya tum se wo ye mate na wo de wuni license e di twi card ya se wo ma adwuma na efo ti de na wo ka kire ya ne se one day obeja driver na no okuta safo no ai license no woni na wi se driver na ekode a obeto aso no wako na ne nsemu a okaye no proposals a de tu dwa no ene ma eye tan kura ye eye asefem ye abofo no se ediso bia esoso raba omia so edinka was in the bold initiative the obeye ne se obema akwada bia wo secondary school laptop na odi esuade na obi bebusa se laptop no wo de komo mo se ehimfa na okonye sika no de akwakomo mo a teacher for ye titi wo ankasa sika
o se aka we enra
enra kan e ka ne first yi no wo se akwada bia o secondary school bia obema laptop a teacher for ya titi wo mo ankasa sika se ye kwakoto laptop ama mo kra ene ye mfa ma wo saa na da yi na papa yɛ di akyire ka na sela no ɔka ɛsan sɛ ɔfa Ghanafoɔ sɛ yɛadwene mu nda hɔ ɛtɔ so bienu wɔse obɛyi national service na ɛdɛn ɛfiri hɔ na meba na meti o ɛsiane sɛ nnwuma no bua nti ana nnwuma ɔmo fa nnwuma no nkwadaa no wie school a na ɔmo pɛntɛm sɛ nkɔm bɛfa ɔmo adwuma ɛso ɛsiane sɛ national service wɔ hɔ no nti no yɛ na ɔmo ntumi mfa ɔmo na Bawumia ɔkasa sɛ wei na national service foɔ no teɛ no deɛ ɛda ɔmu no sɛ na nka kakra bi aka wɔ mu a ɔmbɛto aba ama no no ɛnora na ɔmo nyinaa pa aba nkwadaa yi ɛsɛ n'adwuma a ɛni hɔ nti national service ɛna abɛyɛ nkɔfoɔ bi ɛde kyɛ sɛ ɔmo last hope sɛ wohwɛ sɛneɛ nkɔfoɔ nkwadaa si bi brɛ during national service ɛno kora yɛtua ɔmo sɛ sɛ adɛm sɛ yɛtua ɔmo ka $700 asesɛ yi wɔde ne nyinaa bɛfa kaa
Bobie sɛ dabi
ɔsi dabi
$700 ka onya
bio
straight unemployment
ɔsi wie yɛ akyerɛ fie na wei wakɔhyɛ dɛm mu a na wakɔyɛ advertise sɛ ɔba bɛka nsɛm mu a mu oduro na wabɛka saa nkwasiasɛm mu sɛ bi
otimi na ne yere kɔ dadi wo na wɔ se nsɛm a mɛtwerɛ nya agorɔ
na ɔba yɛ no wahyɛ atadeɛ na ne ho po sɛ sɛ kyɛ sɛ wɔkɔm te sɛ ntɔgyangyina park so na deɛ wotumi kɔtwerɛ yɛ nyinaa ne sɛ wobɛyi national service na woyi national service ne firi hɔ a ɛdeɛ problem ba na ɛsɔvo
nipakyɛw wanka I will abolish national service
adeɛ a wokɛn
abolish na abolish aseɛ ne sɛ
ɔno nkwa ne bɔɔfo sɛ ɔno ɔkɔtena
sɛ ɔmo so obe ɛnɛ meyɛ na me sɛ ɛyi Bawumia to cancel ɛyɛ national scheme na akoa bi wɔ ɛyi president no aba wo maame bɛɛ bi wate
na kaɛ na kwasɛ pɛ ne yɛka sɛ mu na wodɔ
sɛ radio so kwasiafoɔ no bia wo maame bɛɛ bi saa na ɔkaɛ na so nyɛ saa na ɔkaɛ ɔka sɛ
tìmí ma na wò ká asɛm bi akwa no tìmí ayé a Bawumia tìmí ayé ama sɛ ɔka nsɛmu no a wonya nkɔfoɔ bɔ mu sɛ ma ɔmo hwɛ na ndɛ ɔka asɛm bi hɔ na mu sɛ Ghana no ɔsɛ ɛkɔ back to the constitutional provision ɛka sɛ electoral commission ɔsɛ ɔ register nkɔfoɔ mu adwene mu da hɔ bebree adwene mu na hɔ wo education minister wo na ɔhwɛ yɛ nwoma sua so Bawumia ɛka kyerɛ sɛ afi ne yɛba bɛ implement yɛfrɛ ne sɛ curriculum a ɛbɛma nkwadaa adwene mu atumi ada wɔ science education na ɔbɔ ne nsɛm wa nti wotoɔ sɛsi adeɛ na woyɛ wotwa ma Bawumia ba sɛ ne wahu nyansa
nabio sɛsɛ no ɔno ɔpɛ running mate nti ɔmo de tɛ
ɔmo de bɛma no
ɔmo de tɛ
ɛno aso bi wo sɛ napɔ so tɛ baabi na wei tɛ baabi tɛ sɛ yee
ntɔkɔnkɔ na ɔmo ko
ɛtɔkɔnkɔ a
afei deɛ ɛsɛ John yare wɔ sɛ ɛnapɔ a
sɛ Ghanafoɔ ama ɔmo ko sɛ Ghanafoɔ ma Bawumia nya more than 12% a mɛdi ho yam ɛwɔ sɛ ɔtumi kɔ election no wɔlusu heavily na afei wɔhu sɛ no mayɛ bɔne me ɛndora na ɔba bɛkasa na mefi sɛ ɔstakyɛ wobɛdi nka apa Ghanafoɔ kyɛw sɛ na me mmaa bɛn mu da ɛno nti no me nsɛm no a na meka no ɛsan sɛ na me free classroom ba yɛ nkyɛ ya me mbɔ bra menim real life no so no no ɔmo de ɔmo sɛ ɔmo yɛ aliens ɔmo de kɔɔ yɛ enti no mato afom momfa nkyɛ me na mmom afe na mabɛbi sua ma namɔ yie me ne Akufo-Addo yɛkɔ wie a na afei yɛtutu anamɔ yi na ebi a 2085 sɛ ɔte ase a ɔba bɛpere Ghana akonnwa na wo deɛ wonyɛ saa wahwɛ anim ama ɛna me ne wo ka sɛ middle class ni nyina kɔm deɛ moto ohia petete sɛ deɛ yɛspire nkokɔ ana nkɔfoɔ ɛkɔm di wɔ mo wonya nka ho asɛm nwie wo sɛ wo sa de new vision a ɛbɛboa ma kɔmadeɛ mo na Kwabena yɛte wɔ ne yɛhwɛ na ɛna nɔpɛ yi ɛnɛ ɔsɔ nkɔ kaa saa asɛm yɛ ɛnɛ kɔ demonstration wɔ ne fie kanisa otumi pie firi ne fie na ɔbɛkyerɛ mu deɛ nti a wɔde Ghanafoɔ adwene ɛyɛ dɛ ɛdi agorɔ wote wɔ sɛ o next ɛyi ne sɛ yɛbɛte interest rate so wobusa sɛ interest rate yɛ a ɛtwa mini wobɛ kwan bɛɛ na abɛfa so ate so ɔsɛ o yɛbɛte so woka ne deɛ ɔsɛ yɛbɛte so
say from taxation to production back to flat
rate kyɛ sɛ ɔnte adeɛ no a wɔka no ase na you see no wasan so abasa oba obeyi VAT on electricity every wo say the speech na ankasa no okokai Ghana for say COVID ba ye no or my free water and electricity or the my lifeline consumers ɛhɔ na meti ase de ntia 15% VAT na omode ma lifeline consumers no eba essence na adwene no wa chemu wa ochemu nsuo any electricity 2019 it was all that 15% no ebeji sa nyomo no de che ni nyina na mukura mo sa be de ka wo na we ye kasa asem we a we ye Ghana ni na ote ho na wo mfa wa dwene mfa ho a na chese wo nso no ye de ye wa ye nyaawo ene bra ye wo mu e bra ye bra nyina no owura bawumia ene kenoforiata ene governor Addison na me de so bo nyina be bawumia because IMF for eba krum ha omuni ebedi nkomo no nipa wo di sa nkomo nanim edi nkomo na owura bawumia etomu wie ya omo ba be the staff level agreement no wo mo tro wo mo krata page 2 of the executive summary no omo kire nkofo mu no mo hia se bawumia
you have a copy.
Oh, I have a copy. I can send it to you.
No.
Mami send him out.
Mami showcase
Mami send him out this year. Omo kire wo mo a edi san komo nanim. In fact, I am a crowd. There's somebody dangerous. They say, wo mo mfa policy ni mra wo. Omo aka kire so wo ba be gi ebesia 3 billion. Kire kwan a obefa so obetua seska no. Ehon wuru abawumia ekeka kire omo so. Oh, now we problem. Yeah, the 15% VAT beto electricity so. Ama Ghana for ne tua ye calculation no Ghana for ne nyina tua 15% no near sound the emission levy ka hu musie a ekowiem eka ho a ye betua ba betua ya musika la dey ama mo eje hono na ye friend say wo jigitum o mo kasa wie ya na IMF no jitum say se mo kan say dia ene ya ti ase ye disika no be dey ebe mam na wan kasa wo kogitu mu si entua 15% ewo electricity so ni yentua emission levy na wo kogina UPS hon mo a wo ka kire so ba be yefro na se wo muye se obuya ontumi hwe Ghana fo na me se ne document na ma na wa ka ma Ghana fo pay 2 yi wa kan ama Ghana fo na o ma ye den o mo tie bi short ya se enu ti no se wa hwe bawumia yi na bawumia etena ode na no fa ho a ubedi nachi na odi nachi akom ene be den ebede wo ono abio esa ka kire se oba wono Ghana ha se ade ye friend taxes ebe kofom pa eva na kwa kofa kofom woti hono mo ana wudi mu tintimai ema 2018 wo se VAT etwa do VAT 2018 ana kerefurata be ka kire se ho akire ene ntise ano enkaire kanena na ye calculate levies a ye separate from VAT no this time we calculate levies a all the best account count gross ho yes add the VAT account na ye ho ha ya ni asan jai sa de no me no ka say da so ho e dey tira VAT akwa kudu 21% na wa wudi sa de nenim no e be ye de na wa sa ka kire say uba be ye firo abra woni clear cut plan bi a ubetua twu ho e free ene existing policies me no ka say Ghana wo IMF na ye room no yentumi nya de bia outside agreement any IMF aye ye budget e be bia no e wo se ekoye according to sa agreement na ye de IMF for ye dey eye no masa ne ma kwa mi so on project short ya se na wo de metumi e de ha no kwa ma ha document aka krai approved by we IMF staff level agreement na hwe ensem o mo kan ho. So
okay, so discussions took place in Accra in September, in Washington DC in October, and in Accra in December 2022. The mission held discussions with Vice President Bawumia, Minister of Finance Ken Ofori-Atta, Governor of the Bank of Ghana Ernest Addison, and other senior officials. The staff team comprised Mr. Rudet, who is the head, Ms. Arellano Banoni, Mr. Rika, Mr. Sodi, and Mrs. Wardinata. Then they mentioned other people who came into the meeting.
Yes.
But basically, the core content here is that Bawumia was in the meeting, the Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta was in the meeting, and the Governor was in the meeting. In fact, what they said here is that Bawumia led
on the D, I didn't. A Tom career now, or would you two sampa, and your mother by the Kungana for Niano. Anna or more approve ye, say Ampa, after the idea to hook me a Ghana for ye. And to her video now, or more the second tranche in Banua. I am a Brunina na or announcer, and need you the announcer because that time I won't say a ton Ghana every. Send the PM Yako ton Ghana. Now a quack with the UPSA Kasa, now who bone say man. Not just a Ghana no Omumu yet. And it's a deep Yako war. Sa program national, he does not intend to achieve it. Only plan B or the be achieve. Na owie ye no ano ano masisa. Or for the first time, maybe now meteza o kakudo upon kuma asem. Metene nka che papa. Na say na menjenga.
But let me tell you, and I was shocked.
Na be better than shock. Papa you also mu na mu nyina so mu sua ba umia jimie na. E tie be ye den wo ba be Kenyans nsem bia kiro. Young man na wesi so a on say wo de enioma tutu ye. Now obi di nsemu na kasa me follow hu ni nsemu no and o mu nyina kwa kwaka ho.
Because I think on City FM, yes, the same Kojo upon Kruma trying to explain issues surrounding a VAT on electricity. Claiming the finance minister has a point and they will come out with an explanation later. The same person that no one acquire MC. Am I the catcher say a bar or more bar on the then I'm like, in Crawford, it's like, I say any premier or more area company back. Far, I mean, far.
Scam. We always scam.
Far, now they're missing far. Now, you brew money. So, it doesn't make sense.
Or when you're good for the association, say, well, you had new money in the care of Freda Ata. You had new money near Guso. And you would do near Fango Dada Ghana for. You G2 many we are near San Swab back. Near Sabe prepare another scam. And it is your more year no one. And noted that carefully, and also Uruku for the one call. Or said a man, a year quarter.
Ne
yere kotena mubi no ati president ko fo enseni faso ana bengumso ana wakokuta Ghana flag chese Ghana flag no muzemu mu disantro disansemfu na mukuta Ghana flag no mu wevu Ghana sikani ya shobutom ana mo chede de ompe na omuye we nyina awia na omanya president ko fo amana ba betenem enra ma men country handlers of Uru akofo se enkofo dodo a edi ne ho ya ono anwashi omodi ne ho ya papa se ewiase no wo ye pani a enye asembia na ade ho kogimu wo to me feni se wo so yare se o yana se okora bedi onim gwase a kasa o yare ne memfa ho konkogim na nka omo nko ye omo program yi enko eye den na o kasa nipa bebrebe wo Ghana hayi di obo ni wiase be kasa ba omia ana wo hwe wo petete kremu no nyame yi ne se wọ́n medi enim na ore na kofo o ke kasa asemu ya one we obi akora mfa serious bio but me no I will always take him serious. I will take him serious because or also yes crocodile the John business no
oh yes I dey
e bia wo dey you
o dey you hwan at his age kofo dey na wodi e dey na wo hye e ye dey ya dey bia dey ya enyo
anu no me hu program na se no me ho yi
enye
me se
young crofo ka se ye ya sound from penimfo no chese wonyanya mankari fufuo ni sadia
wawie
asa bibia ye nkwase asem
program we ye program also do ko for na ka sansem we
enye eto ya bia esi emia ye ni ne ka kire mo
o ye na ka kire ya sa
boni no enye
angoye
enye ma menya djuma we mra sesi a hello abom afa wafa no form me ba cho your say
your friend is
Sandra Jan fa na wo no tema
pa cho ai
enti ebomu wa say
ebomu ma me 10 million
1,000 Ghana
pa cho ai
awia we
nya gro
1,000 Ghana awia we
pa cho ai
any weekend idea with them udem All right, congratulations. Nyamisa Koswana Echa CMD Sika Achadie. All right, so a star 413 hash. Me catch you. Say hey Boniface 1,000 pom. Me kwa nam 1,000 na beko. Star 413 hash. Migusua CMD Sika Achadie. And I'm for this Kabeko fee. But Ghana ni bia wo tie me awia ino tie me. Kwame Fanapko story no etua wabra wo frɛ no fa mpacho ma wonye hye wo interview no na America Napko minia o man ka se Bawumia na de Napko bai
no na de bai
no ka sa fa ho
wan ka sa fa ho Bawumia na de bai and office and yes adwo ono na de bai ya o de 2 billion a maka se the first investigation future government bia ya lanchemate behwem nipa dodo whether no mu do 100,000.
Okay, so yeah, the story be to yeah Facebook page. Akufo-Addo comments Bawumia and team for NAPCO. Chief of Staff Fremont Pare with Vice President. Okay, so let me leave this one. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has extolled Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia for his industrious attitude leading to the smooth implementation of the Nation Builders Core program. Speaking at the passing out of 100,000 youth under the program aimed at reducing unemployment rate in Ghana, President Akufo-Addo commended the office of the Vice President for its quote invaluable contribution unquote to formulating the program. Okay, so thank you. Menu ka say program no egu. Napko no omde awia oman no. Bawumia anka wo hwe. Wa mo ho wa. Say ye ne Napko ne dai. Enkwada wo musika akam. Ewo Napko no. Ye no wanka wo hwe. Wo expect sa ankola no so omo sai meto aba emfa ma no. Efri say sa ankola no nyina no. Obeyo mu nyina digitafo. Ona mo na wo digitize na wo bu mu. Obia so the digitalization and what the aba enti Napko fon kola no obia no wa onya ni sika say misika nie omo afasika no adi onu a wantimi anka wasem. All right, so mamenko amano so mamenko ya juma quick one with Mr. Edward Kalawe, and he is the General Secretary Ghana Agricultural Workers Union. Uncle Edward.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
I hope you were able to listen to Dr. Bawumia, our Vice President, yesterday.
Partially.
Why partially?
Some of the other issues, you don't need to listen to them.
Why?
Because they don't change anything.
Which are some of the issues?
Well, for instance, if you are talking about how you want to transform the economy, and then you want Ghana to become, is it an IT or digitalization hub or whatever? Those things, that's not what we are looking for. You know, in Africa, that's not what we are looking for. What we are looking for is solution of problems. You know, what is digitalization to our system, which is crying all over about, when you cannot use the same thing and the drones to stop the galamsey. And then the thing that actually disturbs him most is that he's talking about coming to reverse what his government has done. And he's a number 2 person of the economy of Ghana. He's the number 2 gentleman of Ghana. In the absence of the president, he's the president of the country. And in fact, apart from the president, there's no other person in Ghana who is comparable to him. And yet, he is making it as though we should forgive him, or he wants to exonerate himself from the economic challenges that his president and then he himself have put all of us into. So these things it's not the first time we are hearing them. In 2016 or prior to 2016, he embarked on a number of lectures and then radio and TV commentary. promising and showing the way how things could be better. But when they took over, it has never been better. It's rather worse. So sometimes you are better off not to listen than listen.
Anyway, all right, so let's come to the substantive matter. I think we have two issues here to deal with. The vice president yesterday was very categorical and emphatic on his statement that he is going to abolish the VAT on electricity tax. Then before that, we received a letter from the finance ministry. I don't know whether you have seen or cited one, claiming that they have asked the ECG to put that tax policy on hold. So now the central government, which you spoke about it about 3 days ago, and you were not happy with the approach and the way they are communicating. Now they have done the proper thing by officially telling us that they have asked the ECG to hold on, suspend it, not to write it off, just hold on, so that they can have discussions with the labor force, including your group. Now the vice president, who is the head of the EMT, is also telling us that when he is able to become the president, he will make sure he cancels that tax component. What is your take on this?
Well, I don't know whether you have that press statement with you. If you have it, look at it critically. You see, it's a press statement that is to the media, and then talking about the VAT, and then that is not what we requested for. The initial directive was to the director of ECG and that of NEDCO to impose the VAT on us. So you don't come, and when we have demanded that it should be withdrawn, you don't come and put a press statement in the public domain saying that you are informing the ECG to suspend the implementation of the VAT. You know, I don't think that is how we operate in government institutions. Because if you are a chief executive of ECG, you cannot, based on what is perceived to be a press statement, act or stop the implementation of the VAT. You can also see that press statement is not signed. We are assuming and believing that press statement is actually coming from government. It could come from anybody. When they were giving the directives, was it through a press statement? It wasn't through a press statement. So why is it that if you are now going to stop it, you are saying that you are going to do it through a press statement? Secondly, there's a difference between withdrawal and then suspension. We never asked for suspension. And for me, suspension connotes an intention to reintroduce it in the immediate future.
Uncle Kawe, I'm sorry for interrupting you here. So I have the statement in my hands, and yes, there is no signatory to the statement. So where is the statement coming from?
That is the question I'm asking. You see, we are all probably discussing this statement, assuming that it is a true statement coming from Minister of Finance. Who in the Ministry of Finance has signed this document? Who is it addressed to? And why should anybody take directives from a statement of this nature? Particularly a state institution or institutions like ECG and then NEDCO. They were directed, their earlier letter was directed to them to impose the tax. But this one They have not been informed. If you are the chief executive of ECG, what will be your reason to stop the implementation of the tax, of the VAT? Just because there's something in social media which is purported to be coming from government. And government knows you very well. And you work under them and they give you directives. So if they've given you one directive and they want you to halt that directive, there will be another directive revoking the earlier directive. So you see, we have taken things for granted. I am not also categorical saying that it has not come from the Minister of Finance. But even if it's coming from Minister of Finance, the manner in which we communicate in this country leave much to be desired. And government cannot govern this in this way. In any case, granted that it is coming from Minister of Finance, what we are saying is that suspension is different from withdrawal. We didn't ask for suspension. So, government, in actual fact, has not responded to us. But we said that nothing short of what? Suspension. Now, they are saying that with the suspension, they will now engage stakeholders and so on and so forth. To do what? To reintroduce it or what? Or to implement it again or what? For us in labor, we are saying that we cannot pay the VAT on electricity consumption, and we will not pay the VAT on electricity consumption. So government should withdraw it.
Now, Uncle Carrot, tell me this. You have the vice president is part of the executive, right?
Yeah.
The executive through the finance ministry just decided to suspend the implementation of this VAT on electricity. Okay, so which means they are not definite on whether to scrap it off. And now, as you rightly said, and as you can read from their letter, they claim they are going to engage the various groups on its implementation. So which means still this kind of ringworm is hanging around our neck. Going forward, you had the vice president who is part of the executive yesterday that he will abolish it. He will just take it off. What do you think is happening within the government structures?
Well, I think that I don't want to speculate that there's confusion within the government sector. I just want to think that it is disingenuous on the part of His Excellency the Vice President to tell us that he will come and abolish it, trying to create the impression that he is not part of it. Well, the only reasonable conclusion one can arrive at from what he has said is to say that he is not part of the decision to impose the VAT on electricity consumption. It also wants to tell us that he was not part of the decision to impose e-levy on Ghanaians. So he will abolish those things when he now becomes a president. I've indicated already that in the absence of the president, he's the president. And he has actually acted as president of this country a number of times, anytime the president was out of the country. You see? And in any case, he is even the head of the economic management team.
And I think yesterday he refuted it.
Well, he can refute.
Because what he said, he was able to give us what he does within the government structure, that he is the IT coordinator. You have the finance minister operating as the in charge of fiscal policy. Then you have the governor of Bank of Ghana as monetary in charge of monetary policy. But with him, Baumia, he is coordinating when it comes to IT matters and all that, Pentium 1, Pentium 2, Pentium 3. So I don't know. And yesterday he was able to define his office for us, if you listen to him carefully.
Yes, let me indicate that his office is a constitutional office. It's a creation of the Constitution. So his individual definition does not matter here. It is the definition given by the Constitution. It is not about what he thinks his office is. It's not also about what he thinks any other person's office is. So long as there are structures, either a statute or the Constitution or any law that has defined that office, he can not define it otherwise. If he does so, then he is on his own. So, as the Vice President, his job about IT, where is it that Ghana, since our Constitution, the 1992 Constitution, it has all of it about IT. In any case, when he was supporting the President, Nana Akufo-Addo, to become the President, what was he speaking on? He was speaking on the economy. In fact, he told us that when they come, this is what will happen. We are asking him what he said. Has he been able to deal with that? And then he himself also line up the team of the economic body and said it was a solid one. In fact, he even set up a committee to deal with the city depreciation. He told us that he was making progress to the point that the city was arrested. And then the keys were put somewhere there. What we are looking for today is not about when I come, this is what I'll do. But we must ask him about the results that during his office. In any case, let me also even ask this question. When he knows that when you are a vice president, you are not in control of the economy. But he sent over 100 questions to the then vice president of the country. That is His Excellency
Ansah,
to respond. Didn't you know that as a vice president, he did not have the capacity to respond to those questions?
Maybe the dynamics are not the same.
I am saying that it cannot be that dynamics are not the same. We are working on the Constitution.
The core mandate for the office may be the same, but the dynamics may not be the same. Because Mr. Atta is a fancy and he, Baumia, is from Wali Wali, so probably it may not be the same.
Well, the Constitution provision is making sure that anybody who assumes that office, you have the same functions until it is, the functions are changed. And I'm not sure that since the time he asked those questions, the functions of the vice president has been changed or there has been some amendment in the Constitution. So we are not going to take what he thinks it should be. No, it is about when those questions were not answered and he assumed the position of the vice president, then he should answer those questions. He should tell us that I have been able to answer those questions. Will those questions remain relevant and they'll forever remain relevant? So
anyway,
they should have been telling us that I've answered these questions that I asked him because he could not answer them. In fact, probably he was not so good enough. I am a very good person, intelligent person. I've answered the questions. And then we'll know that. But you see, it's so much. I don't know what, why he did not resign. If indeed it is that when he was a vice president, he was not given the room to operate. And when you say the room to operate, of course, his office is defined. His functions are defined. If he was not given room to perform his functions, he had every reason to resign. In fact, that would have been more credible than to come today that you go and sit at cabinet meeting. And we even had information earlier on that it was cabinet that decided that the VAT should be suspended, which also now means that cabinet earlier on decided that the VAT should be imposed. So is he no more part of cabinet? And that when the president is not in cabinet, who presides over cabinet? You know, It's unfortunate, though, that we have left out the real challenges facing us and trying to, look at things that are not necessary. The reality is that the language, the phrase that nuisance taxes, we are dying on the nuisance taxes. And we in Labour will certainly not, agree with government just because there has been a press release to suspend and engage us. We don't want engagement.
Which means you still maintain your stance on hitting the streets, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you for speaking to us this afternoon, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so that's it. Samuel Agri, Executive Secretary, Food and Beverages Association. Uncle Sawe?
Yes, sir.
Say, Enra, Kwabena di nyina no, your Vice President say, ono de VAT on electricity no, obaya o twam. Eja de papa. Ana ono ane government or say Vice President is say, omo through the finance ministry no, omo direct ECG to suspend it. Hold on. And yes, omo njai kura, but omo person omo nemo a engagement kakra. Then they will continue it from there. These are the two positions on the VAT on electricity.
Yo, that's it. I'm the financing by me and as a new financing government side.
Baby, abekobia.
You know, the two twists on a different angle. From a different angle now in the government, I can say, young sign. Nka ebeye proper somewhere announces total cancellation. Now, okay, say young sign, and maybe moon of sign ediaba because there's no engagement that should be done on this. A total recall. You see, there's no negotiation for whatever. You know, ebeye among sign totally. The communication should be clear. Now, you know, incorporate boy, it's more possible and the call demonstration, among action side because largely, organized labor on the government side. If they take that action now, ever on my money now, never have government so far. You know, nobody can come. So much answer. Would the young funny say it has been cancelled, but if they suspended that, then they still need an engagement. And no matter the engagement, will not go there at all. And if we have to follow suit that, then the only thing that I would say is that electricity, the advance was cancer, and the was suspended. Would the young change now repayment? They don't send a record, but if they decide to understand their bar, then whatever action that needed to be done should be done. And what Mr. Baumia and Dr. Baumia, His Excellency, in fact, speech degree, but at the end of the day, on the business side, and I will remove this, I remove that, I remove this, I will remove these taxes and all that. But the question is, who is responsible or who are responsible for this? Is it that GRA or Ministry of Finance or Electricity Corporation or Mutnafia or no market take decisions anyway without any recourse to the law and now say to the government in power asking which direction that they should go? Are they taking decisions on their own without anybody's directive? I don't think so. And Mr. Dr. Baumia said, the bar me years to one more. Are they I'm saying February 1st, they take effect. You are part of the cabinet that decided that Friday we November or Abanisika. And The Woka cabinet no, as head of the economic planning committee, not say Yaya Sanyama we are. As a vice president, you have the authority to tell the president this will not go well, so we need to take it off, even before it comes out, so that we don't have to go through a friends and program. As I said, who need to say electricity cost that also. Yeah, friends, a bill somebody banning now. So what's your water bill? It's your that. So electricity, but what we have to call on the side of electricity is power now. They should give it to us in units. We shouldn't just go and buy 10 CD, 20 CD, or 5 CD, or 100 CD. If you buy 100 CDs, they should tell us the number of units that we are buying. To send a top credit, we then decide how much we want to use it and how and what we want to put up in our homes. They shouldn't decide for us because they are stealing us through the usage of this electricity. And they will top it. 10 days now, 10 days. The next time it will take you to 8 days and not 9 days. We are our home. But unit, there's no way these people can cheat us the way they are doing now.
What is that? What?
Forward, no?
Yeah.
The vice president said, I'm going to take this thing off when I come. If you are part of the mess, why are you saying this? The problem has been created by your government, and you as the second in command. And you are part of the problem.
Angasam, now or you clear say or no on Kahon. Also,
said so many things which he took credit for. Say, my way. No matter why you took credit for. Say, the digitalization, you are taking credit for the one, being the one who brought it and is doing well. So why are you running away from the other problems which you are part of the government? MVP Nagasami, who are there? If they are going on the political way here and they want to consider certain things, this man should have resigned today or tomorrow. Because you cannot be part of a problem in a governance way. Now, when the good credit, the things are done and you think it benefits the country, you want to take credit for it. And then when it's bad, you want to push it to the president that he is the driver. Where does this make sense? He must be responsible for everything that he says and everything that he does. All of them are together. To see they corporate responsible people because they can't Ghana, but then the drivers behind it are ahead of us. Driving, and this is the way we are going. He said something that he is the mate. So whatever goes on, he is not the one driving the car. Granted, true. But when the mate is not driving well and is going reverse, you are sitting in the car or telling the driver, Brawichi, and then he falls into a ditch. Who directed the driver to go into the ditch? It's you, the mate. So you should stop blaming the government that he is not part of we. Nobody does this. This is a big betrayal. He should be confident enough to say that we have failed. All the assertions that he made is a sign of failure, an accepted failure. So we have failed, and therefore when you give me the power, the chance, when I come, I'll do ABC. But when you say these things on political platform, what it means is that on the political platform, it's just a campaign, a rhetoric talk. That is how everybody will take it. But as a fine gentleman and a scholar, be bold to take the horn by the bull. The bull by the now after I don't know cause oh yeah, failure, but if there with time we'll be able to take it off. You see, the bit me if there's a time when you beat me year from that time I'm the president, I meet me ABC at the Abua, now your man then you are talking, you are giving solutions. But when the problem is there, now we can say, oh, where the president, where the and take credit for. Nobody does that. If you are a leader, the people that you work with is those are the people that you give credit to. Because without them, you cannot achieve what you have achieved. And you know, if there's anything that is go by, that is to go by and you are claiming credit for, then you must also be responsible in claiming the what has gone bad. You must be responsible for it. He said something that our city has performed better under this government. 2007, the city, 2016, before we changed government, the city was 3 cedis 70 pesos. Even to us, the business community, you know, it was very high, and therefore we're not happy. So the government must go. And you give us the assurance on a political platform that we will do ABCD to reverse the trend so that the city will be stronger against the dollar. You came today, the dollar is 12 cedis 50 pesos or 13 cedis. And then you are shying away from it. You said it's better than before. You are saying either is nominal figures that you are giving, and now to say the percentage, you know, would say 15% is far better. But let me tell you, if I can be kindergarten, one man is our equation is on yet. Now the arithmetic is true or not, or yeah. 13 cedis, 3 cedis 70 pesos, minus 13 cedis 50 pesos, 12 cedis 50 pesos. You get your figure, 98%. That is it. That is how the city has depreciated in the past 7 years. So you can't tell us that 13 cedis is better than 3 cedis 90 pesos. Is that an insult or because we have not been to school? So you tell us such a thing. The other side of it, you said right. You've been able to save right $400 million. I'm very happy that this money has been saved in this country. But the other side is that city has gone up, the duty has gone up, so people cannot buy, and therefore they have stopped importing. That is the simplicity of the matter. They are not importing rice anymore. Only few people are importing, and very soon all of them will stop. So when these things happen now, you ask yourself, how has it translated into our local production? Zero. So the 400 million that we saved, has it gone into production that we can say that from 200,000 or 300,000, we have gone up to 1 million metric tons of milled rice. You know, the 400 million saving, you know, Abua, it hasn't. We have saved that money is because your duty has gone up, the city has gone up, so people cannot afford. The interest rate they cannot pay. Because of that, they have stopped importing. That is the matter. So if you say you have saved data, give us a corresponding figure to show that you have really done ABCD, and therefore we need to clap for it. Shouldn't have been on a political platform.
Well,
so that we can clap for him. But once you come and stand on a political platform to say these things, people will then have to scrutinize what you have said. Where it's not true, they will tell us and then come out and then embarrass you. You know, they themselves have opened up all these discussions and then they are scrutinized. If any politician comes to stand on the platform and make big promises like this, we must take them on and dissect them one by one. If possible, kick them out.
You see, this
is not the time that you come and stand there. I've done this, but this one there is not me. You must be collectively responsible for every mess that has been caused to our businesses and to the people of this country. You must be collectively responsible. You can't run away from one and take two for credit. You are responsible. You are the head of the economic team. So if you are doing that, and if I am MPP as a government, I will ask you to resign immediately because you are not being responsible for taking the blame as it is. The president, what has he come to do? He's finished. When he was coming in 2015, from 2015, 2014, all the campaign that they did was that when I come, Ghana will change. Taxes will go down, tax holidays will be announced, and then people will have good business to run. Money will be in our pocket. You become a president, and everything has gone wayward. So he is not talking because he is going. So you that you are coming, you are taking that position to say he is not a politician, and therefore he shouldn't speak like a politician. He should speak as a scholar, as a known person, somebody who is intelligent, and then we can forgive him in some of the things that he say. But when you come on a political platform to try to justify why things are like this or things are not the way it's supposed to be, it's a collective responsibility and a failure of your government.
Right.
You want to become a president before you can change things. When you stand, you can say, ABCD must be changed immediately. All the things that he has said he will do, he should do it now. He's part of the government. But don't wait till you become a president. And what if you don't become a president or the mantle is not given to you as a president?
Mate.
It should stay out our mind. We are very serious. This time, nobody is going to take us for granted.
All right, sir.
We need to scrutinize everything that I've said. We should take it back to them and let them understand that they can't take all of us for granted.
Chaba, anyway, I cry from that.
That's it.
Kwame fa sankase map no to amame. Obi ti America to oyemadum abuame. Hey, Emma konkonsani o. Emma. Pajo yen tem fatusu. Na menko break room na me ba era Rexoma a join Solomon Usu asanso na menua listo nana kosipoko ha. Okay, atiefo. No, o se Bobie ase de no aye no sankase no.
Sankase.
No se.
Mensa no kai no.
O se no aye de kra. O se akoye project bi o sankase. But o check sankase map. No, sankase is a settlement in the Savannahs region of northern Togo.
Oh, I heard you Togo.
It is a few kilometers away from the Togo, Burkina Faso, Ghana tri-point.
I heard that's the secret place you develop Togo. One idea war, you know.
Okay, so Ghana for Obiabetimi is a map way. Na eja money people from Mobusom said that Bena Sankase be Ghana. Madam was information free. We will be at America no no here be ama me kama. And now they are sending me. I'll be back.
Samsung Mama Batan Bra. No one on origin Jewy. And now when I wash a school and some do ya. What's our fee? I want to waffy JH. Look for SHS1. But sniff yard sharp, papa. Oh, he Ansah. See us some day. St. Andrews SHS for sale. Some from the resource in Bempa. When you're what there? What before be? What's that SHS1 that waiting result? May you need an index number, Baba. It's your resource in a bar. That's our bachelor. Number will be in Smith. Aha, private school, eh? St. Andrews SHS. Are you grade A private school? And you will be able to go school. And you go school or what? When you saw home, but from open over SHS2, and SHS3. Nasafi or SHS1. None of resource in Baympa. Let's see. One boarding house or what? Oh, yeah, corner there. Teachers not so forcible from him was yarding. What pass was easy. A better will be a general arts, business, economics, agree, general science, visual art. For baby St. Andrews, and men campus who are asking for what crazy. You will test it cheap last off. 0244 696911. St. Andrews SHS. We are always in the lead.
Lincoln Professional Institute, a school pongbia, yetra odisua bibia de. Emma na adwene mu ebobe. Programs ayeye no. Baako any advanced business certificate examinations, ABC. Emuno courses aye offer a diploma in business administration, diploma information technology, IT. Nye tosua bien a general business certificate examinations, a GBC. Saranso ne classes for WASI. Esan ye WASI remedials. Enti osuku dibia wentwa ne WASI in social betumi aba. a aba bɛyɛ wase remedials ɛwɔ yɛn asoɛ asɛm dɛ ne sɛ yɛyɛ wayɛ biometric registration ni nyinaa wɔ ha mfi ha nkɔ baabi a yɛbɛyɛ biribiara ma wo genuine mfaso a ɛwɔ ABCE ɛne GBCE programs a yɛyɛ no ɛma wakwanya ɛma wonya admission ɛkɔ level 200 ɛwɔ university bia wobɛnya nimdeɛ a wiase nyinaa gya atom a ɛfata sɛ wobɛtwa wɔn nsɔhwɛ Lincoln Professional Institute de yɛwɔ akyerɛkyerɛfo a nwadwene mu abɔbe wa wɔnim de yɛn school fees de ɛyɛ fofofo yɛsɛn gyina mu bua ma wonya admission wɔ university yɛma wo free career guidance and academic counseling yɛwɔ hostel facility ma mmea ne mmarima a ne bo yɛ fo enti baabi a wɔde wo ti bɛtɔ de enwene ho bio Lincoln Professional Institute ɛwɔ Madina Rolling Circle Accra nkyerɛkyerɛmu bi afrɛ yɛn 0243 530 917 ana 0241 240 688 and 0576 046 421.
Say the Mako who Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic no. Me who crave me say enunti no manya award wa. Eya world best. Obia transe Emma Dompem ya de ka say anase boya de enkan to dem bio.
Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. Esa nyarwan te say ne ekuro etu no. Ne enkan ewo nanum. Oba na be mo pa wo. Ene enyarwan kaye.
Nansi ma me ka say ene spinal cord ho ekaye no. Greenfield ada romenti ene wasa so de gina na so ebiem.
Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. Our ultra modern laboratory and a diagnostic machine, sir. I should share the pediatric Muankasa. Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. Our Nungwa Dogon, Estate Junction, last stop. Frewa 0243 983 906 and 0261 651 898.
Greenfield.
God is our healer.
Greenfield.
Your last stop.
Infienso ni mu adada nkwa. Infienso ni aproye ne ketase hye dwirim adokrome. Infienso ni mu ahokyere nso nkwa. Emra so se ye besesem. Ni edi ni daso papa. Ni ahotopa abro manfo nyina. Enye okokromuti nkwa ho. Ye yan wa hoden ene wo moa. Wentini ye di good governance card GGC ebre Ghana fo nyina. Good governance card ni ma wakonya a wode okakra beboa ama yedi John Dramani Mahama ni NDC ababio. Good governance card no die obotom tie bia no wo benya bi. Ko www.ndcgoodgovernancecard.com. Ana dial *248*6# na hwe die didi so. For 0534 000 261 ana 0534 004 275 ana so say 0598 953 915. Good governance card. Emeni dasu. Good governance card. Edi NDC beba. Good governance card. Ahotonkwa.
I was 20 unity.
When we send your police in your draw, Imbusaba Mesa Abama Huaden.
Refuse to grow. Any offense will be
and what day immune system or Yankopon, and you're ready Pediamus Samaya Hubano, and Nasa Wunum Imbusaba Mesa, a Peja immune system Nabribia. Ya Yarientimu. Sasa dear, a man for the one, the Imbusaba Mesa, Dronua dance yes, and Yarwa who ran Nipa and Yina Etimi Banaso, and in Yarwa Cassian Kaya Wutini D and a whole car. No, Yamwa suing Yano, a boy who buying every home. And now one pa, one Yarwana Dada, no monum doctor in Rono, and num Imbusaba Mesanoa, and Momo who are deep in tea. Ya womuntim pose, Yaria Esomo. Imbusaba Mesa, a walk Kashi, and you may move Bia Yato in row, at to form 0246 20 8496. FDA, Ashisha said, Jody and Cratry, what Jatu say.
Accra FM 100.5.
Alright, so that's it live on Accra 100.5 Citizen Show. Listen, Akwaba. Uncle Rex, Akwaba.
Yeah, Akwaba.
Bibi Aboko. But Uncle Rex, my man says if I first was back to then I'm perceiving Busa Sulasem. What was say he levy? Time wa JM no more raise issues. I see you doing Ketianum. Omo ebema response. Okasi be twa we mo omo response. Akufo-Addo government, are they ready to respond to Bawumia?
Now, I say Akufo-Addo government about Bawumia no nka ho.
And the Oyenu
about me Akufo-Addo government.
The Oyenu India so few. Okay, Akufo-Addo Bawumia government, are they ready to respond to Bawumia?
And when the confusion I'm in Ayetimuno. You see, Enra. Na chese mitrasia mi tie Bawumia nsema waka na mbisa mo se nenti enka wan kasa nkebeye dey. Because maybe wan kasa kankrofo be fi se bia o bibi papa bi pa wo nemu.
No asheda de ate.
No asheda de ate. But no kasa na me se sa tentenhuo nko a oye so empty. Because first to start with, a leader who cannot accept responsibility. We a vice president in a government what can huna ma mercy or man up. Uwe ya wa hwe gina nchen etwa 360 degree as if we say sabe wonka government ne ho. Enna mo policies, wrong policies am implement amogusu implement binom. Edi abedru baby abedri. Now you are trying to disassociate yourself from it. The questions in say Bawumia me or you so, how do I put it? Oh, on your credible to the extent to say Senka obi asabe o no kreka krabi oni mu a enka oba ye no kebi obeka say me nuanu Ghana for me gitum say niam mu odin me gitum say ya amoye ho modin na emumu no
at least
no muntie me bia monim say o my Ghana ye wo mu say your constitution say your president we now take decisions my vice president support you. It is a mama makwanya bia me so me ba mesesa niam kakra. But for you not to accept the responsibility and apologize to Ghanaians Ansah no abeka bibi sa akere yen no na all of a sudden walk out timuso ye mate na watena ka no mu na ka no akabe ka na kopima wie no afi na obetwa wa abeka kire so me de na me ye mate na me nka ho eno na kire se Bawumia onka no kure onye credible. He is not a leader because he can't even accept responsibility. It is such a person. Sabi ye besi so anke ansha oma nipa na ono ye vice president ye the head of the economic management team we twa ne ho be ka kire wo se omo politics ni omo taxes na odi aba na emia nkrofo no afi wonka ho na said the obisa na se president Akufo-Addo so se na ban na ya ban papa ye hwe ade obeka kiro no advice no ba nya me nwanwa because I keep telling you we don't have a government. We have a cabal, a group of people who have decided who have decided say
criminally minded
they will bring this country to its knees by taking everything, looting everything. Enya me nwanwa kra se omu nyina na plan se ba me ade okwa yigume so sana na kofa de wonso woko a plan o ba me ade okwa yigume so me de me ko yigume so
so
it's a communication it's a communication strategy. What they hear the narrative of friends say friends Kojo pon kromane o ma kika ho ni na
it doesn't make sense.
It's like oma kwatena se Ghana for de o mo hohoro manim kosoro kwa ka de kika bi kira o kaka sa won ka ho ye be ka and they are in bed with majority of the media. It on be parrot sa but we emfa because Bawumia pa de honestly speaking he's not even a politician. Minimum mutu Bawumia fo Sana Bawumia nim say our ambition to become a president in this country in the future and the one playing the game ni yekura because onye politician. Sana memene no amencho den kamaye kami di abanachia for 6 years no 6 kana say Ghana dey this kind of politics kami di 6 years na menya me kakra no na ma resign based on my own personal this me ma any reason bia me say personal
na numa bayo
na ma kwatwe me ho akopem ba bia tena ka me ne ba o me a kasa current one kan ka me nkobi na ma akufo adom fa ne ma no nsrasra no ane ho owia 2028 na wakosa wakoye primaries ebeduro no na anka mess na wakoso no aba form kakra
no, but
na wotika no se pa
but Bawumia on his own given any day can never even stand assemblyman.
That is what I'm saying. He's not a politician, and he has allowed himself.
Boys Association.
What allowed him?
Boys Association.
Emma hardened polycriminals. I used to know. You know, say, I did all and tell some you know I mean, yes, and not small boy, baby, I'm saying, no, tell him not. Uncle Rex. Mentias you no. Vice President, no, economic head of economic management, and I'm so on.
Kasat said PNC for
exactly
program auditorium.
And you won't perform a channel where she are almost all my advices, some advice. No, I can't believe this. You see, Ghana for mommy and I
say, me a compare Crawford or Mabi Boomaya or a Gideon Wako, Anthony Kabu, Samia Uku. Farouk Jimmy Jimino and Pennyfo Jimmy for Penino. The natural FM Yanedi Fred or no, the Uncolano Winko Famra no Tibi Nintino or no, or East even Timina, Jimmy Pe. And wait.
Now I think say maybe a Nipa no. Omunya easy money edru babia na chese na dwene say onimbibia he can do anything anyhow because I don't understand seb yon crofo mo twa ba o me ho ahia no under normal circumstance ka say some so nipa mo ye nimdifo a on betumi atunifo but Federal madam for he's a fine gentleman and sometimes no you don't understand some of these things, you know. I can't understand how Bawumia can say obecha 360 degrees. Well, I catch the Ghana for say. What the Akufo-Addo aban na? Wo ni Akufo-Addo ma ban na ma mess Ghana, apatiti Ghana pansam. E ma say ya be laughing stock. No. What can one because na on ho. Now you meet.
Oh, IT coordinator. Oh no, IT coordinator.
Gracious.
IT coordinator.
Kwabena, honestly speaking, you're very serious and you're serious on my way more. Because you see, Ghana for you. Ghana for you, yes, sir. Senyako Poma opportunity not do to position beer. Memma why being you say when Yansa in Ghana for you now. Because after your taxes near the your taxes near the ball home buying, your taxes near the BB amount. For who compare an ordinary guy or why or you're self-employed. And the capital you bear 5,000 and 10,000 and no they go up and down. They be the share the in the mat to me develop says you can in this hard economy. And no they be share the in the develop the home kakran. Don't think so you're smarter than such a person. Just because you work with see opposition a position be. It's sometimes some kasach ya. Omontias say nya adwen gu ya adwen no mu. We can all think.
Mame enka o man for say CMG sika achede amanfo a omo awini no enche mesi abbo me last resource enano ye born 500,000 na ye ko o star 413 hash na wa follow procedure no you see obit make us matwa I o dey yam for the 5 cities which are 50 cities. How many times? 10 times. 10 times no what the 500 say you 1,000. What's na dey biem bagaya. What's na ye biem bagaya. Aya Heba Industries and they aya mango aba aya fem eni aya men flow eni aya men vita eni aya slim was whole la abuso aya herbal industries wɔn di ahyeta Ghana fa na nyinaa ai wɔse wofa aya mango a bɛma ate atwon kramasini trase pagya tie mpagya koda didi ho agora akokora tipa fro braya akokora tipa fro braya akokora tipa de bia bo ayi 1 am ekope ina nansen kraman ye dede nkraman wontam ha mamena ega hweso ye de wo ye jai kasa bebre no na ai anadwi na mpese mbusu asem na wo utumi abusa obayi asem ama na bɔ no nan no onum ye de kopra hweso ye de obayi no wonya aya heba industries osi yanom aya men go aya fem emadia aya men flow emema no so dia eboa o prostate no bɔ ho ban aya men vital wonom no ema hunsuo no ha bema aya adwuma eseyo aya slim ya wodi aba from 1050-875-8701 FDA agiatum momonyo omoso na top choco for so omni top choco chocolate spread aba ya de fabrodum na no so na de pomdini wom koda apɛ ai wɔn sɛ wɔn mu wɔ bisa wo de ɛyɛ bread knife no de foso sa de fabrodum yai detu akwa bi obetra mampon o wi kurikuri sa na o tori kurikuri anu atie mampo ye latu detu na o tvi kan nu mampo ye latu grabu
wana ono so okay yes system na okay tetem
ya tetem ta na nu matutu o tvi kan yes system na ngaje ya tetem ya tetem kwa o tetem o betetem top choco chocolate spread and a top choco 3-in-1 chocolate drink yeah Ghana for atumpa na 3-in-1 there was it de uhia no so hie twa manyaba was it yeah flow 0243-033-033 yaw yadante bojam yanko
na me nche tifo na me ncha minion mabegafo ni yadofo ni atafo nya na me mo abaso edu enyumre se ya na una o maye hu o maye ni munsem kada enua I didn't intention to listen to Baumia because say so you be a what follow be for a while now you want to see whether the person would make sense into the future. Now it turns out say one of the biggest disappointments you don't want to subscribe to following him again. What you say? I don't see enrano enye adia na my adwin say me pese me tie Baumia tina unse we ended up watching football.
Yeah,
in fact it gave us it gave us a lot of energy and I mean it was important to watch the football than to listen to Baumia. I mean who would not make sense and would even put your energies down before your bedtime on but I said the outcomes of the speech now on my na may share few highlights and about social media. I was like so it pushed me to go and see whether truly he averred those words or statements. And Mami said no. I said fake news abu. And Mami enkotie. To me say my JBM. Not because I knew he had made sense. At least I just went to listen to it. Say, me ama Ghana fuehu nisinto a ɛwɔ ne kasa mu nti Kwabena metie speech ni nyinaa ɛna mesa wɔ ne your friend is saying the hard copy of the speech and also meeting nyinaa no na me refer ehwɛ sɛ ɛne hard copy deɛ no yɛ pa ne nyinaa me obi Kwabena in fact nkaba omi aka na no tuma nke bebu ne nyansa ni akyɛ so kasa ai
nokra
nokra sɛ sɛ wiase wagimi kura na aka no tumu a utwam kwa amafo obu nyansa.
That is what the Bible says.
Yes, and I think say enko kana no tum kura na bia osuma suma ne nkwala no
anti awuofuo no.
Yeah. Say omo kra nko ka say oh ba omi oba obeye sei ba omi oba obeye sei na ebia say oh na so won kan now the man ko nkwala no kra nka say take it from me say oba obeye sei kra enke bia na waka na no atum no ka amanfo bebu ni nyansafo we full consult. Yes, I'm telling you. But we say yes assembly we say chamia no assembly we e so hina no
no kra
say ekoba say wo a wo ye flag bearer no a wo pe abanya no wo kasa ni dia Kwabena
ya atofo.
I'm not surprised to say ene MPP aguo me nye surprised because Kwabena say party pa MPP no ene flag bearer odanu ni a Kwabena ati said ye said uni penny adue ni bia
ye nana no adi abro
oh ya do amemu adi ya do na emmoa adi e said wa do aburufu na wakona
nkwakuo
no kwa
atiesim
nkrantie no atiems akrantie ne se no ne se bofo no na eya na otade ekọ na ono no aburo no ontwen ma ni nyini o na watie siase na owe aburo no ni bia na se no I to say amokuya atiesi wa fuom wonkati fuom
yes
obekọ no na wa we nkati ni nyina nkati a wodi ahyehyɛ fom a bia pese fifi na nka wa we nkati ni nyina na obekọ na wanya hwaya de na afi wa mane nam astawi Kwabena Pawunia didn't make any sense, not a single sense. It was statement I know ye na Kwabena first of all yen hwe Bawumia ne personality a odi begina ho no ne so a woda na die Kwabena I realized that on from the statement now we making in Rano Bawumia catch a Ghana for say he is a waste of the Ghanaian time. He's a waste of time.
And I think Ghanaian taxpayers' money.
Yes. 2, what cause financial loss to the state of Ghana. You're vice president or draw salary. One year Jumebia.
We're useless.
We're useless. He has not been useful to the cause of this country. He has remained very useless. Because when one kasa and a walk say Oman Penya be the tre adwuma no advisory Kwabena say kasa bibi advisory to say a futuo nti and ho Kwabena me pese me putu to Bawumia say wa bon pa nipa wo tu abanfo aye tu amoka aye council of state asa council of state pe ene tu abanfo e wo bibia mu vice president enyo ne tu omanpanifo it is a vice president mu a timi be gina Ghana fo anim eka se ono na ye aban futufo a obi anse ni hu Bawumia say wabon in his attempt to want to run away from the position ni adwuma ni na sede no and I was say the role no your friend is saying advisory. Now Kwabena, so we roll your advisory there, then there is no need say and Kofa vice president. Ebio Kwabena, or you're very dishonest. One can no credit.
Really?
Onya no kwafo no Bawumia one no kra bonsan ho ada one no kra be face to face no Kwabena Bawumia na wie ya no wawu ada bon se Bawumia ka no kra no na sada na no pejewani hwewiem atemu da aba eye no mia no ono adome ne hu
yes say no papa tie
oh hwe ada Bawumia ekogina court efa Quran hwe ayat no Kwabena waka ni pensa ade a wani huye no eni hu adanse sura no be kirew se uye kremoni a Quran no eye omo etro kronkron a omo fa ni agro enu nti no untimi nkofa Quran empeja nko wiem na unfa nkodi tro wa ade a wani ehuye ho na Kwabena odi tro na mu no na owura tatu eputu no to a task, a religious task, a spiritual question. Obusa no. And what I was saying, you and I were not there, and you and I were not there. Now, chatu smile because we're nyano religiously, spiritually we're nyano, and only dia Bawumia born in one. If you want can, we need no credit that, and until we're here, time I can. If the fundamentals are weak ni nyina no na yade a wodi di tro ato aban na owo ho ne so joma ha ma aban ne so and wodi di tro sa na ene na no ayi nika etina unim say role ne advisory a edi entina wo yire a wo ne da keta so wo koka say wo ye economic wizard economic wan ya wunim the fundamentals unim say ne say economy ya wan kan say wo yire say me yire next time okwa koka say me mom ye futufo keke na okwa ye na otra anu kran kanfo ano ekufo do ba be fa Bawumia say enu no ope no Kwabena na say bia sipen yo unim say the renomination exercise a o mapani kufo ye no Bawumia eka hu bi and on yes I no because Akufo-Addo nua bomte Akufo-Addo Edward Akufo-Addo junior ono ena na oye country manager for De La Rue company na etwa no
yeah
ena omu US ka no ne Bawumia etisika ni kogu Bank of Ghana na apie ekogu Bank of Ghana na apie ema omu fa kokum Bank of Ghana security head okay Roko Frimpong omu kun no
yeah
krono nti omu kun papa no kwa bepem ne omo mkunu no yehu omo all because papa na kote to se sika no ebe ra bank wa na dwo no de pick up abefa bullion vans abefa sika ne ko e no mo de ye campaign na it omo say one good 10 deserves another enti ene sa na tie dia Bawumia na ema yetimi nya sika ma de ye campaign tie ne e fa ne running mate eno na ma de be running mate he didn't even qualify
David
now on your party back
only 5 years I don't go there
only 1 year
club constituency executive
qualify we see police station executive na onye bi
no abo party na go there
ena your man waiver all because Akufo-Addo say Bawumia ben our economy ehihye mu ena okofa ne bae nipa oka se Bawumia ben no anya bia no oko University of Ghana ekoye economics onya third class yes but obi onya third class bia no at least I presume say sebi anya pass nko anya third class there o dey em fan say the basics of economics meboa
economics with that
yes ena wakofa Bawumia etu wakofa Bawumia de ne baaye no
One when the Sabedi Adans, yes, about Womian Yanko Podi, Resinans and Nasanitrim. I a crata, etc. How, what to Tunyama ye, Ama, what the dollar and the crampo, Aqua share a Fiasama or the Safanama IGP. Okay. Sabrina no Cano, or say Chinese from Pois, say this if way. My economic management team, the crampo members, no more way. And was start here no boy down for Alan Chamate. Okay, no asre, no asre, no asre. Koliko, Zombie, Jimmy, no asre, no asre. And this is for singing a true benunu. Amayamone danta. And then, what you Nikaka can attack us, say, Baumiacho, Bessie, and then you know. And I hear Pam the danta. After I will say, don't tell you more permit me mamma find shame because any metua. Like I want you. One I will say, if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. Today you are exposed because the fundamentals are so weak to the extent say and neno can you see kana mikura for CD America $2 no and then me here ne ma ho prensa Ansah na metimi akoto $1 baako na fe wiye ya e sansa wo wagini mo about 20 no wodwe se Ghana for yen sabi yadwini mo hate se wa na we nyina kwa aka kire se Jomahama 4 cedis na nam de koto $1 no enu mu odu che wo 12 cedis and de kwa ba omia. I mean, how can a human being be this stupid? Stupidity is stupidity. No, Jimmy. No, Jimmy, me, I don't expect, say, oh, my no papa, bo who can work school say, no, what baby Jimmy say, no. I don't expect that from a human being. You must let at least a bushia reap what they have sown.
School fees in home man for so,
that is what, because in society, no, say, me, mamma, de Marco school, necessary, sebi, a chinebi, suku, no. Man fanyan sani nimdie anya adwuma man fa subani nimdie anka ho oh I was so be ehum se magimi. I'm telling you, and that is what qualifies Baomia's double standard. Your friend is saying tendencies, no Kwabena ebio or you're highly irresponsible. These are things that would not qualify for any person like him to the presidency. You don't want to accept responsibility. Just suppose that with John Mahama's traits of responsible leadership. Or say me, John Mahama. Can you na me dum no? Me nya adwuma wo ECG. President Kofi Ghana for Ednam Kania. President Rollins anye. President Mills anye, but me John Mahama, I take responsibility and I will deal with your generational capacity and deal with even distribution. John Mahama began with a media, your friend is a negotiation with America. I know more $550 million. And I could afford to buy a crown for one about me, a crown from you. I'm coming to bomb home. Emma, Sikano Muria, Equity PDS. Emma, Yesika 190 America for the my $190 million. Omukro nunti sikana kam. Akrofo mienu a omukọ dwadie. Akrofo asefo. Omuma, papa nom krono. No ma bossa no mo dia wo ma mienu akrofo. Mumu ni bawomia. Ni baba womia yi. Ko busa mumu ni. Now we tina send sister na almost we are tricycles no
ECG
e your friend say netco I wo your friend say northern region but we ani nua na da no ko tie kro no awabo me say don be sori o mo to pacha no oni aba no kra de ni nua no ne ye gold for oil no ni nua be ma no ne ye gold for oil is legon minim ne pa o minim no obo we ya mesre we yan kofo a mesre be ma power o be sre twe oyire ne de anye ope oba papa ne de ye enye ne yire ne de anye yire de sister I need now the only abanya wonka.
Yes, sister.
O Kwabena wo na no koye wanka.
Yes, sister.
Eni aba mi ni aba koye boni Kwabena twi nanim.
Twi nanim.
Anti ye twi a.
We on the
twi never can cry twi
sister the eni aba.
The next point. Bawumia's irresponsibility no. It is as a result of how he is overly selfish.
Fantastic.
You see, it is only selfishness. And the bema obia oni obi wa bemu. What they are granted say, and you remember Bawumia be catch them ya fa Akufo-Addo hu nyina no. Say we tu Akufo-Addo fo a won fa Akufo-Addo ye man boyeni sanyo mani nyina fa ne say no kre.
Fantastic.
Enti sani pano a utu ne fo a won fa no. Obo man Ghana no. O tete o man ne pansam no. Ogu ye nyuma no. O tete ye adwuma ene ye yabrabo pansam no. O tutu ye bottom edi E11 ba no. Bawumia eden na okafa ho. Onim nyansa. Eka so onim nyansa. Onim nyansa.
Ankahe.
Wo ye tutu Ghana fo bottom ye diska koto ye mobile money so. Sani bia ma oledi je koto aduro nom. Pa opani nya sika won kran ha. O sani momo ene odi akọ. Srem ame ye dia ye bibia sini ho. Ana wodi akohwe busua. Obekọ na pampe matai. Sika no mobile money no
wasa yibi efrim.
Wo dina mobile money na a friend say take ofu anem etutu Ghana fo botom. Wasa akra akọ Ansah bonsu birthday party a ya ye 11 cake a wo say dina kire am wani ade wo wie ya obeka kire say me ba 11 no metwem on say oh yes you obi a me say we have only 2 categories of human beings in the world. Baako ono wodwini wie a asa no waye bibi.
Yes.
Think before you act. Baako so ono de wakoya de na wie no afa no aba badwe ho on de wo ye jimi fo first class. Obi obeka cho se nipa ne nyansa ni bia no sini hu.
Fantastic.
Obi a wakoya de wie no aba fia aba badwe ho. Ututu anu ma ho wie. Na de be trem penny for say penny aboa beni. Eye wuni ene wose ena na aboa no. Jimmy pe. Who doesn't consult Ansah no waye bibi? Hey bia ni o. Ene who can statement ne krampa. Almost say the authenticity of the statement cannot be verified and I say invite for no. Statement na mu no. Of say afi no mo koye consultation.
Yeah.
It is only a fool who acts before he thinks. What must come first? Is it the cart or the horse? Osuno anasa afunumu. Ompia nioma. Wo de nioma si afunumu anim se afunumu pia ompia. Ade se wo de nioma ni kwose na china de ahoma so nioma no na de ne kwa so o se afunumu. Eno na broni say don't put the cart before the horse. It is only a fool. Like how Bawumia is behaving.
Yes.
What must I say? So it is selfishness.
Where you know, huh?
Oh, you know
who say so no ya no we twam.
Yes.
Now so the good governance.
Yes.
Now go for the bad governance.
Oh, you know no.
Now,
we free no.
The next point.
Ade.
It's how
he has
not been apologetic. How he has not been apologetic. Why? Yesterday you told us a story about how we are distinct from this government.
Yes.
You told us a story about how you are disciplined, but Akufo-Addo and his family and friends are indisciplined. Even though you are in their fold, you want to stand out oddly against them. So this one, you have to apologize to the Ghanaian and let the Ghanaian feel, say, look, I take responsibility for my bad behavior.
Fantastic.
But moving forward, no, I will move away from taking a bad friend because Oyonko Money say Obrapa. And yes, now, why not apologetic enra? Then I saw that it is money that is the root of all evil. Kwabena, but you know why all this happened yesterday? Unim say, Omatnasiye who say, they have become a mess unto themselves and unto this country. And the failure, no, as gargantuan and gigantic the failure is, no, they will have no message. Because
President Kufuor told us yesterday that they have message.
Look, I will come to President Kufuor's, but you know, Senior Kufuor there. You do baby, I will say, most spare me. I will finish it when I'm finished.
Anyway, 45.
It may be my weeks here, Kwabena. I'm going for a consultant. And a consultant, Nekacho say. The reason why the opposition is becoming popular than anybody in government, you know, especially Bawumia, is because the opposition is singing the choruses that the masses want to hear. And you know, for you to remain relevant in Ghana politics, no, you have to sing the songs of the opposition. And Bawumia now has been ordered by the consultant. Sir, Sanya Akufo-Addo, and you my bonny any woo, Monia bonny amoya no, Amagana for buafu. And until Mahama, I did Diaz and say Mahama baby over Fabiana or Jefanse no. And you know Mahama at one. Konekoto Sanyum Nabi. Now so Bowan Casa Wueti, Nebo Waba in Neti, Nagana for who say, and your ma air coswa banimono. Sabio, say dear, a crasimaka, Nanso Menwe. Naba will be a refuse.
Anybody say at the same okay, anybody say. Well, our body and need you and young one, I was some say corner call wrong and anti-crew.
Yes,
Ravenka, oh, Ravenka, because I could follow my menka, Ravenka, Yano, every day I have so you see, consultants are the Nodiamono, and he said they should be able to tell the stories now. Opposition, canon. No, I'm more relevant, no, because I know Nagana for episode Mutie. Now, with you, Bawumiano, you have now one missing commit suicide. No. I don't know what committed suicide. He has committed political suicide. So you are telling me that you are a foolish man?
Yes.
Because you and Akufo-Addo, you are one. Yaka political ticket. Mahama Mills, Kufuor Aliu, Rollins Aka, and Rollins Mills, Mebwa, and then Akufo-Addo Bawumia. That's the political ticket. And this one person catch me say, they say ticket no can one, and Akufo-Addo and complaining too, because you cannot run without a running mate.
Running away from himself.
So running away. Where are you going? Bawumia is running away. Running away from your own self. You are running away from your own shadows. Oh, so the last thing, the team has been advised. Say, Bawumia, after winning yourself from the government, try as much as possible and tell a story of yourself and let people know, say, ubetimia ye bibi. Na Pentecost for you be ubetimia ye me good o. Na ubetimia ye good me good aka wunya wa good. So ubetimia boa me a. So wusi ubetimia boa me a. Enka boa wo ho kane. Da bia Bawumia beje koye. Achambi no asori. Beje kodo. Zombie. Osafofo Bawumia o wai tira bese ko ka bi tira Mahama enne wa no na yi ukai odanta na ya pam no ye de be hyew
but Bawumia enyeska no wa can be before babu no
Oscar
because wama MPP supporters are looking so foolish,
so stupid,
especially in the face of e-levy and taxation.
What the question be go to Facebook na obi sa question na dey go to Facebook no obi be kan me na me view question no who say question say enti Bawumia na unim say role na who could play as vice president advisory and then na who come and miss ask questions or answer sa question no so mo ba na busa say na Bawumia na nka ho enti na no ma miss ask question Oma bi oma I asemo Bawumia
unji say see aba ku bi sa and me post na so na me be hwe omo microphone ba kwa ba ne amoso musa 170 ni bi e
ye musa fanya de
There be more on one answer on 170 questions. Yeah,
answer questions.
On one questions on one answer.
My main kind of man for sir, Seahorse 50/50 engine.
Sima Bakope, Enra, Sinakofo, disappointed me.
Ya come was just
Debbie, my means mean Kabi.
Over Kabio,
Debbie, man can't also senior the upper criticism.
Watch it,
but no Casano Nanu Yinika.
What offer is by no
senior Anu Yinika, na Anu Ye no, and they say, Hammer, me trot to her, to how say. Let me say, Kakwame, more about time to my mankind. Or say, find our. I say, let's find our way out of the confusion our society and economy have been plunged into.
And to add so,
senior
also kind in the same speech, in these times, sir, you lack quality leadership. Thank you. That was a direct attack on Baumia and Akufo-Addo. Say mono mu ye tibon koswa. Yes. Bobe tena ma say o man. Yes. E to hear from that angle me okoye no. Na ye wako finish o. Say momo ti we tibon kosofo wo so betra ha. Say yes parables. Oh yes. O finish o mo.
Mame I say Seahorse 50/50 engine coolant. But wo engine ho ban. Why? O car engine no bon ho ban from overheating. Bon ban sabe ya enwe na achen. Bon ban na o car engine no ne lifespan no enche emma. Bon ban na o car engine no anum fuel basa. Bon ban na afedie o car engine no ensu Seahorse 50/50 engine coolant. Ya odi aba Ghana for a dropper for mutie metro dropper for taxi Uber Yango boat and the keka ho ya motem nkanyina Seahorse 50/50 engine coolant monye was what in 3367 aba and 1090 what the aba omaimu lubricant shop subenya bi from 0244 577 559 ne boss 0244 577 559 na Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic ese yankanche Ghana for so I'm the bright soldier capsules, bright garlic plus capsules, and our face so and yeah, and would draba don't pay bua now when you na omo amount a year ayarsa. Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic, na chin obi anymore. Back to the studio, but quick one, Uncle Rex. Yes. JM raised issues about mess. Yes, so mess. We're breaking some down 4 days ago. Bawumia yesterday couldn't tackle one.
Na obeye den no atumi tackle. Edan a wasia, edan no any foundation. Bawumia ni bibia nyina no kre bia so. Eti no JM susu ne niam a oye ni nyina no ne niam a break it down nyina no. It is based on something na eye visible betumi di wani ahu. Wow, so the whole situation in said Bawumia is something that is more like a political comedian. You know, honestly speaking, because wako school or your doctor, then so the way I see any near mano and chere obi a doctor. Because ocean near ma wakeka sabi and kwalankitin kiti kra chese so we what we need to from now tie nsema about miaka from 2016 before 2016 the be win aba aban mu any do akoso aka ne de oh yeah the difference is too big. And so tie Jomahama ye obi a oye visionary na Ghana no ye problem aye wo sa o my we see mu ne se enye Jomama nko we did the same thing to Nkrumah and hene for the leading here the same Bawumia tradition na Akufo-Addo ne Nkrofo na anytime I benya leader bia odwene on my Ghana ho no ye fanya sakwan bia ni de or tiny tribalism this anima near the aya near bubu nipa na pre aden enye ya me pese de bia me ni Nkrofo kasa me ne me namfofo ene me nuanom MPP for ne kasa me bisa omo say let us be honest to ourselves. Young roy a political a friend say a Jesus in Tonche, a partisan Jesus in Tonche. Ne yan she Ghana as a whole. Etino on my Ghana na ye timuno. Say ye share a near ma, and where making me ye almost sebio. Omani na Makufa no home, the Omania be a didia show my from, says Senipabia would on Casa. It is so long as a friend say, largesse no, any loot no be air farm omohono. They will kill, they will do anything to protect and to defend this government. I'm talking about wo ordinary Ghanaian na who believe in Akufo-Addo ne Bawumia a wo koto abama womo. Emfie enwotwe mu ne ye kwei. Ye me say yesimu ani a dey kwei. Bisa wo ho se edebe ade poten na sa ban we aba. Eba e wa beye. An tutumi do nse sti wo se sa de we omo ye die. Aboa Ghana. Okay, I'm because a free SHS. But
Bawumia one kasa free SHS whether they will do the review.
Nah, but then wakasa fa ho papa nko be kasa fa ho. Yeah, sen ko.
Then NABCO too.
Oh, no, one kasa fa ho. The whole situation and they say our policy back pese because the policy is not based on idea a benefiting the nation
but to steal. And right, Mamanya Juwari, fan form. What fan form? What fan form?
My fan form cool, Commander.
What fan say?
Commander 1,000 Ghana.
Kai, Adi. Your friend say?
But Mohammed Malbani.
Oh, okay. Hey, and you ready? And you ready? Where catch you know? Are you ready? Very burger. Are you ready? Burger. You're very burger. All right. Okay. Congratulations. Munko swana mone CMG sketch the ejuma di entina. Live Accra 100.5 Citizen Show. Let me do this. With the Mamimu Eugene ba Embra so kakra. Go.